You're alive.
I am. Thank you. Oh boy. I'm ready for this. It's in the stream. You don't know what happened there.
Uh-huh.
You don't know what happened there. Be quiet. You don't know what happened there. Just keep me on. Just to see. Just keep me on. Just to see. I can't stand her. I don't know how you guys listen to me. Seriously. Oh man, I'm freaking hot. It's like muggy. It's like sweaty hot today. It rained and it was fine while it rained, but now it's like, I might have to put the hair up because it's like hot. When your hair is hot on your own shoulders, that's hot and muggy. I got a thing about my hair sticking to me too. We'll see what happens.
What happened?
No, I don't wear those. Thank you.
I know. And I'm not jamming it to you. It's my favorite.
No, we made a room now. Why would I sit there?
Does your wrist still hurt?
It's just a pull, honey. It's okay. Hey, sweetie. I'm texting you on Skype and there you are in front of me. Does the pink on my top match your pink
Is that
zebra?
your new one?
Does it match your zebra pants? I think I match you. I mean, I don't know, but that looks pretty close in colors. Right? I got your matching top for your bottoms. It's like a salt and pepper shaker. Afar, we dress the same no matter what. Camp pants. Oh, I should put my glasses on. Dude, we match ear tank and my zebra print shorts. Pink. We such a girl. I was already saying it. That's awesome. Oh man. Yeah, I love when we mirror each other when we choose our clothes. I've noticed that when you do say so, or when you randomly send me something and I'm dressed in the same colors and stuff. Colors are important, eh? muggy right now that I can barely breathe. And there's no air. Hang on. I'm going to go open the kitchen window more, even if there's no air coming through, just to at least have a passage for it to fly through when it wants to. And I'm going to put the hair out now while I can because it's just bugging me. Boom. Ready. Okay, let's pull a goddess and see what the goddesses feel today. Looks weird because now my hair's not hiding that light coming in the back of me, so it looks like half my cheek is gone. Feeling cheeky. I don't really like that. It feels weird. It makes me freak out. That
It makes you freak.
it looks like half of me is disappearing into the void. Ooh, go, go, baby, go. Oh no, I can't go.
Secret Life of Pets.
If it's the secret life of pets, how can you find it? It's not such a secret. So did you notice the title that I wrote today? Silence is not an option. I got it from, put you back. My cards are jumbled. From a quote that I saw on Instagram. And I'm going to go get the full quote because, you know, a lot of people are saying they don't have words. Well, you have to find the words because silence is not an option. We've had years, generations of silence, right? And the rest of the quote, just blah, blah, blah. But silence is not an option. That's all we've had. That's what we've done in this world is just, you know, let's not say more. Let's not expose more. Let's not be truthful. Let's not share. It's not about the words. Most of the time when you say your truth, it doesn't come out that pretty. It's not so always easy to understand, but you got to start somewhere, right? Got to start somewhere.
Secret Life.
Kilt sink? Oh, right on. You just sent me a pic of another store sink. Let me see. Got killed. I took this yesterday for my friend Scotty Roberts. He's a kilt dude. Yeah, I'm a kilt girl. I wasn't really. Hi, Love Ball. Have a great day, too. Yeah, paint the world beautifully. Got killed. Yeah. I didn't enjoy kilts when I was young because I had to wear one for high school. Because we went to, like, Assumption. Our Lady of Assumption High School. And I had to wear it. And it was actually pretty much this kilt, except it had blue lines and it was like this long and it was made of like really itchy wool. So I like this one a lot better. For this would have been like this in the 80s. It wouldn't have been so itchy. But yeah, so when I had to wear one, well, that may be the best. And because I can wear one, then I like to. I kept my high school kilt all through my life, and I don't know where it went.
The rest is soul.
Cool. I kept my high school kilt all my life, but I don't know where it ended up. Just all of a sudden disappeared. So either somebody in my life kept it as a memory or threw it out. Because in my life, that's happened a lot. Things that I cherished, that I loved, somebody just threw out because, you know, whatever. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? 4 and 1. 4 and 1 is 5. Parvati. Devotion. Like the way it starts off with the pink, eh, Michelle? Talking about pink,
You're
wearing some
wearing
pink,
pink.
and let's pull a pink card. Michelle's wearing pink pants that match this. They're a zebra, so white and
I'm wearing pink.
oh, here she comes. Whoa,
I don't want to sew my underwear. But...
supermodel. Check out
We
the
went
new
shopping.
dress.
Oh, wait.
Oh boy, here comes.
This isn't the full outfit because I took this off while I was eating.
Isn't that the most beautiful dress? I'm hoping it's gonna fit me when she doesn't want it anymore.
Nope. You're not having it.
Sharing is caring.
So this is
Can I wear it tomorrow?
entire outfit.
Yes, because she's got the entire outfit. It's color coordinated, Michelle. I really don't understand where she came out of because who matches
Amy.
colors? Yes, she resonates with Amy. Amy's a coordinator as well.
I have wings.
My daughters are very chicken swell, and I'm like,
Oh, and I got new shoes. They're
yeah.
so adorable.
Isn't it beautiful, Michelle? Come
They're
really close
adorable.
just so I can show the pattern like this, like on the...
That's so...
It's daisies, kind of.
Okay, I got some adorb shoes.
What does adorb mean?
Adorable.
Oh.
Duh. So they're sandals and not flip-flops, so they're taking a while to get.
She's not used to not having something in her toe crack, guys.
Move.
Oh, I gotta move.
So. To-do. Size 7. I'm size 7.
Oh my God, honking feet.
You're
Mom.
7.
Want to see our feet together, guys? Put your foot up next to my foot, the same foot. Okay, don't look under my foot because I walk barefoot a lot. It's the other foot that matches mine. Look, it's happening.
You didn't fit into these.
I know. Here, one more time. Just.
Come on.
Oh my! Look at me. They fit me too.
Yeah,
I guess
they
I'm
fit
a
you
size 7 too. I
They
don't
fit
know.
they fit you completely because these are too big. You're already dirtying my shoes.
Oh yeah, because that was my sweat.
Yeah. Super cute. Triangles.
Your beats matches your whole outfit. Did you plan that?
Yeah. I've been wearing them all day.
The shoes,
just
not
to
the
get
beats. Just saying.
Just to get used to.
You could take the
Oh,
plastic
the
off
beads? I thought you meant my shoes.
No.
No, I did not mean to do that. But I've been wearing these all day because I want to get used to them, and they're like a pillow.
So guess what? We went
And
shopping.
I just shut off my
We were the
headphones.
first ones at the store.
I
It
just
wasn't
shut off
even
my
open
headphones.
yet. That never happened.
Yeah. It opens at 9. We got there at 9:26.
Yeah. And it was such a mega shopping spree, Michelle. I was exhausted. I had to sleep. We spent 50 whole entire minutes
I know.
questing for
and
clothes.
they felt like 5 hours.
Oh my God. That was long. But it went really
We
well.
went to the treasure hunt store, and Giant Tiger is where I got these. And my sister just asked if there was a size in hers, and there was.
Go get the other stuff and show it.
No.
But move out of my way. You're not going to show anything else? There's
No.
nothing else you liked enough to show off?
I don't wanna.
Oh, you're going to just kind of introduce into every stream like one new piece of clothes at all times?
Sure.
Michelle says, I want to raid your wardrobe, Lily Bean.
I
Would
don't
you
have
share
a
with
lot of-
Michelle?
Yeah.
She hasn't even
Marcel.
she hasn't even watched Frozen. And
Okay, I
you're
would
gonna
share half of my clothes, not my new clothes though.
you get the old stuff, Michelle.
Yeah.
But
You get
she
the
would
stuff
still
that's too small for me.
she would still share with you, and she said no to me. So you're getting a little bit
You
of
are Michelle.
I know, but stop yelling at me.
I would share half of my clothes with you. But you have lots.
Lily and Michelle says, when we meet, we will be shopping, Lily. And
Yay.
I didn't film it just because I didn't feel like it, but how you know how you were at the Mall of America yesterday? Well, we went to one of the malls of North Bay. I wanted
One
to
of them.
I wanted to do I wanted to do a vid to compare
We wanted to start a hard
what we have
ball
actual
golf
access
course.
to here. Half the mall is closed up. Stores aren't
Yeah.
even open. It's just,
Just the Dollarama and the grocery store.
yeah. So we don't have access to much here in Northeast Ontario on a certain level. But yeah, I know. Maybe you're not supposed to watch it by yourself and you're just supposed to wait till we're together. Because it would be much more exciting for you to watch it with us, because then you'd have all the animated, we know it off by heart, we never shut up. Whether it's one or two, right? So it would be much more exciting for you. Unless you're one of those people who needs silence during a movie, then you should never watch a movie with me. Lily
Yeah.
gets pretty quiet. She's a serious type of person. Me not. Yeah, Michelle says, "Hi, dude. This mall has a Ferris wheel and a roller coaster."
What? A roller coaster?
You don't have to yell, honey.
heard of
The
the
sound
animals.
is so good that my ears
I
can't.
saw the animals, but a roller coaster and a Ferris
Well,
wheel?
Google the Mall of America or whatever. Just
Oh, it's
check.
like the whole thing of like America, like the main mall.
I don't know how it works. I don't know. Why do they call it the Mall of America if it's just in one place?
Where do you live? Where does she
She's visiting somewhere else 3 hours away, so it's
live? Where
not.
is she then?
She's in Wisconsin.
Do you like cheese, Michelle?
It has an aquarium and Legoland. The mall is ballin'. It's ridiculous.
Whoa.
I see it. See, that's the thing, is I see it more as like an activity, right? So in a way, it's really interesting when malls are made like that, because let's say if you have a family of 5, you could actually go shopping on your own potentially, and then your kids and someone else is hanging out with the kids. Personally, it would be me playing and somebody else could go shopping, because I really, like I said, 50 minutes of intense searching for clothes. That was a big deal for me today. Oh, it's because it's the biggest mall in America? Cool. So it would equal our West Edmonton Mall here in Canada then. It would be that type of, because as far as I know, there's probably malls that are really cool in Canada besides Edmonton, but the only one that's really known, and I went to when the West Edmonton Mall was being built, we were there for phase 1 and 2. I think maybe the beginning of phase 3 back in the 80s. So for myself, my experience as a child, we moved from Edmonton when I was 12. So between the ages of 10 and 11 and 12, the mall was in building and then operation. So they have an ice rink. We would go and watch the Oilers practice. And yeah, it is a money trap in a way. Slightly slanted sleuth, Steve says. But in another way, it's like a full activity indoors. You know, it depends how you look at it and what you treasure as an activity. I'm not good with things like malls and even like anything man-made, but it is trippy to do that stuff like once every couple years, or, you know, a couple times in a lifetime. You know what I mean? It is. Personally, I don't enjoy certain things for real. I wouldn't do them and want to do them all the time. But like, for example, when I went to Toronto and then we did the ride on the bus, like the touristy thing where they take you around and they're talking about stuff about Toronto, you know, that is a once in a lifetime, or maybe one more time because somebody's here and I would want to have them have that experience. Or like the way I went to Medieval Times. It's not something I would want to do all the time, but having lived it, you know, it's cool. It's nice to enjoy the man-made stuff too. But personally, like, it's like when back in the day that I was supposed to go to Las Vegas. I think that part of the reason it just didn't happen, you know, that my ticket was bought, I was supposed to go, but the week before my passport didn't come in, is that I wasn't meant to go to Las Vegas, because even if I would have been in Las Vegas, my biggest thing about being there was, how do I get to the Grand Canyon? It wasn't about how do I get to some slots and what am I going to see about the lights and what am I going to see in Las Vegas. It's like, but the people that I was with, it was about Las Vegas. So on a full circle thing, it's good that I never went to go, that you know, the passport didn't come because, you know, when they said all that they did, it's awesome. But my body wouldn't have been able to tolerate doing that for 3, 4, 5 days, whatever it was, in a row. For real. I'm not that kind of person, right? How you doing, Steve? Thanks for sharing your fire the other night. That was really cool. I was in deep sleep, really deep sleep, and I have not been up in the middle of the night for real and longer than just maybe 10-15 minutes to get up, have a drink of water type of thing in a long time. Like, I've sustained sleep patterns at night for at least a few weeks. I can't remember the last time I was up for a long time in the night, you know. And especially in the end of winter, beginning of spring, it was just, there was no cycle of sleep at night for me for real. Whereas now it's very sustained. And I just woke up out of the blue, and then when I woke up, when I wake up, it's like, oh, me not want to check my device. And then inside of me is like, no, go check. And it's like, okay, what's going to be happening? I don't want to check it. And then it was like, oh my gosh, Steve is there. And then when I go in, you know, Michelle was there and other people. So it's cool. I couldn't sweep. Yeah, that's cool. I miss having a fire. Haven't had a fire in a long time. And I'm really used to being able to have one whenever I want. So it's nice when people share. Book 41. 4 and 1 is 5. Feeling the 5 energy a lot. Yes, Michelle says, I used to be more of a shopper, but I'm surrounded by my dudes. I need my shopping partner in crime. Lily Rose and me will be really doing some serious damage. Good. You go, local cocos, because yeah. And that's the thing, though, is when I do go, I do enjoy it, though, right? Like, there was at one point, what was it that was happening where you looked at me, you said, don't get mad, Mom. You said, just don't get mad, because you thought I was going to get impatient. What was it? Oh, when the door wasn't open. So we had to go in the car to bring the stuff that we bought, and we can't go through them all because there's barriers. And then when we went straight to the one door, it's closed. So I was like, and she looked at me, she's like, don't get mad, Mom. I was like, no, I'm not mad. I'm just like, do they want us in the stores or not, right? Like, oh my God.
Do you remember when you passed the place where we were supposed to go? She passed the whole entire parking lot. She thought it was way farther down.
Yeah, we're going to the mall. And really, like, I say mall, but it's just like 3 or 4 stores. No joke. I chose the place that was where I wanted to go. So
There's 10.
So we're driving, and I'm like babbling on about something. I forget. What was I doing a life lesson about in the moment? Do you actually remember? I was doing a life lesson.
Obviously, it's not a life lesson because I don't remember.
No, it was
anything.
really important. I forget. I was doing a life lesson moment where I'm just kind of rambling, and all of a sudden, she's like, Mom, and I'm like, what? And she looks that way, and I was like, oh, that was the mall.
Yep.
Meanwhile, there's 4 lanes on Lakeshore downtown, and there's only one section of all downtown that's getting fixed, and it's right where I was. So I says to Leah, I just wanted to pass by the construction, you know, make sure everything's okay today. Turn around and be like, woo. I'm not really one to get to a destination without at least doing 1 or 2 random rotations for no reason.
Rotation.
Yeah, I like to just kind of spread a little extra energy if I'm going somewhere.
Hey, we need to spend some extra minutes because it was not.
Well, that's the
9:30.
truth. Yeah, being in the car, turning in circles because we missed them all. It was proactive. We were early. It wasn't open. Yeah, slightly slanted sleuth. We all have the fire within the pyramid. Yeah, my fire within is really good and all of that. But I mean, nothing beats a nice fire. And I do notice the difference in my life. When I'm able to have a sustained fire whenever I want, I am the fire, the oracle part of me, the fire and the flame
is able to have the soothing that I need and the messages within the flame and the smoke, right? So it is lacking no matter what. Like, I can be brave and say it's not a big deal, but it is on some level because it helps me to like connect. So as much as going to the beach, connecting with the water, having the full circle, being able to connect with a fire makes me more powerful. Michelle, my life is one long random rotation, dude. Yup, me too. Parvati, devotion. True commitment comes from wholehearted living in body, mind, and spirit. When the Hindu goddess Parvati rises up to greet you, she's acknowledging, but that's a long word, acknowledging you for your sincere devotion to personal growth. With the world in so much turmoil, it's not easy to devote yourself to higher knowledge and strong faith. But if you are to serve others by being a bearer of love, compassion, and light, you must recommit yourself every day as unwavering in your devotion. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it at that. I think that's good, eh? Michelle Cannon Free says, silence is not golden. Then, Michelle, silence is golden. Must know when to hold thyself and not react and be able to listen. But at this point, I don't think silence is an option in the sense of holding things in. If you feel something, say it. It does not matter if the people you are going to say it to are not ready for what you're going to say. It has to come out of you if it's inside of you. Silence is not an option, and I'm gonna like really just bring forth the what's going on in Canada right now. We are finally witnessing the finding of the bodies of the residential school children and adults that have been missing for generations. And, you know, for generations, people were told that they were like to be quiet. This shit didn't happen and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? It took years of people being strong and active and really saying, we're not going to let this go. You are going to see that we are not just, you know, it's enough. We won't be silent. We will tell the truth. And that's important. So silence is golden. It is. But must know when and what that means. So one of the biggest things right now that I'm hearing on the radio is, I believe it's June 30th, that is being met. 31st? Do you even know what I'm going to say?
Is it the thing?
Silent? The
Yeah.
listen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
31st.
So June 31st. Thank you. She's so on the ball. June 31st, a day to listen, where Indigenous peoples across Canada are asking and, you know, asking and saying ahead of time, we are going to speak on this day. And we don't want an interaction. We don't want the questions. It's about listen to what we're going to say. Because that's it. Just listen. So yeah, silence is golden when someone or peoples are actually trying to say what they're trying to say. But, you know, everything is, what's it called? Like an oxymoron. Everything's a contradiction. So silence is not an option and silence is still golden, but it depends on where we're at in our timeline and in every given moment. It's really important. I know for myself, I remember being in school in the 80s and I didn't even have the knowledge base yet of knowing what was happening to Indigenous people across Canada, but I just knew. So when I was little and being taught about certain things, I was getting in trouble when I was like 9, 8, 7, 12 years old because I was saying in history class and geography class and certain classes where they spoke about certain things that it was a lie. That we were not, you know, like what the lies were. I already knew before I was even taught it or told it for real. The bodies across Canada I've felt them since a child. You know what I mean? When you pass sacred land, you feel it. When you pass burial sites, mass burial sites and such things, you know that there's the stuff. And so the liberation of the generations of what's being found right now is so, it's all encompassing. Like my whole body feels it. There are people from my lineage, you know? So it's big. Yeah, and Canada gets painted as this lily white kind of country that helps all and stuff. But guess what? We have a history too. We really do. We really do. And there's no hiding it anymore. And I was telling Lily Rose, because Gord Downie, before he passed, one of his biggest passions and projects that he brought to full circle fruition was The Secret Path. And the awareness, not listen to anything, even if it was in their face, started to listen, because Gord Downie was like, I'm taking this platform I have and I'm gonna just boom, put it out there, the truth. So that's why silence is not an option. If you are able to speak and you know stuff, say it, you know, like say it for those who can't. Always, always. Manifest destiny. Yeah. Goddess of divine strength and power. Yeah. And the beauty of it is that it's healing. You know, it is healing. It really is. It's beautiful. Speaking of that, I'll pull a native spirit card right now. Okay. Is that you, Trippy? Or are you Brightest Dawn? Hey, Brightest Dawn. Thank you. I finally got my other device working because I wiped my whole phone. So I'm going to blue ya if you want to add anything, Brightest Dawn. How's your couple weeks been? Yeah. How's the last weeks or so been? Yeah, Michelle Lee. Can Free, The Secret Path. Lily Rose and I, where we lived at Sunbeam, we actually had cable or whatever it is, like TV included. But I never set up my TV. Right? My TV was set up with my DVD player, and I had never hooked up the gadget part that went with whatever it was, cable or satellite, I don't know. But the day of the first release of The Secret Path, I actually, this was hard for me. It's very hard for me to set up that kind of stuff, but I set up the TV to be able to watch it, and we watched it together. Lily was only 3.5.
What?
The Secret Path. Actually, she was only 4, she was 5. Sorry.
At Sunbeam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she would have
I
been
couldn't
5
have
when The
been.
Secret Path came out. So she can't specifically remember, but we watched it all. I don't, and
How do you metal detect in Overlook Bay?
and one of the super most beautiful things is when they put the first release out on television, they didn't put commercials in, not one.
Worldwide.
So they let the intensity flow through of the whole animation. The Secret Path is also available on Spotify, like the music of it from Gord Downie. It's one of the albums that I listen to quite often for myself. So I know I've never focused on certain Indigenous issues or certain things all of my YouTube time, and there's a reason for that, is so that I would be like just all inclusive of everything that needed to be pulled through and shared through my streams. But on Facebook, it was my one most biggest priority, and that's why I was taken out of Facebook, guided to be out of there, because I was so focused on wanting to be at Standing Rock, to be part of Idle No More, to be part of everything, and I could never be implicated at the places, so I always supported in the background. And that was when I was in 2018, where it was really asked of me to stop focusing on just like certain things and to really just open to everything that I needed to. And so the closure of like shutting down that account, it's not even available for me anymore. I only ever met one person on all of my Facebook journey, face to face, you know, that wasn't somebody that I knew, and it was an activist from Ontario, not from Ontario, but from Ottawa, Kevin. I can't remember his last name. But he was passing through because he was of the land here in North Bay, and he was passing through one time. So we actually met around the corner here, exactly like where I live here. In 2018, we met around the corner at the Tim Hortons Castles Animal Hospital. We sat outside and we talked for about an hour and a half. And I was blessed to meet him. That was really cool. And again, I wish I could shout out the whole name, but me forget. Hey Willow Pillow, how's it going?
Hi, Willow. What you want? I don't know.
Thanks, Brightest Dawn. Yeah, slightly slanted sleuth. That's what America used as an excuse to wipe out Native people. Yeah. But Canada did that as well. Canada actually just, yeah. It's grace to, yeah. Spirit Keeper of the East. Yeah, it's your go time, eh, Brightest Dawn? Been good, working a lot. Had stomach bug the last couple days and woke up with a horrible headache Wednesday. Cool, took a few days off to get lined out. Good for you. You say that, and Wednesday I had the biggest headache. I am not one, like when, oh man. Ooh, gross, is there something on me? I'm not one to actually get headaches, or even when like a lot of there's a lot of pressure in the air and the energies are high and certain things. But Wednesday I was like on my knees, like it hurt so bad that I looked at Lily at one point. I was like, I'm trying to tough it out till it's dark to go to bed, but I can't. And she was looking at me, she's like, but I'm not tired. And I was like, well then.
And we ended up going to bed, and I went to bed 20 minutes later.
Yeah, so I said, I have to lie down. I have to be in the darkest that I can because my room's not super dark. But I said, I have to lie down in my bed and just, if you do what you need to do, I trust you, you know what I mean? That you're not going to stay up all night on the internet. Like, why would she? But that her body wasn't ready to go to bed, but I needed to. It just, like I said, it brought me to my knees. So I'm glad if it was that kind of thing, you took time off, because that's where accidents happen, eh, Trippy? Oh, Brightest Dawn. Really? Me too. My whole face was numb down to the middle of my chest. Yup, like here and all the way to here, and it went all the way here too. For real. And I'm just like yesterday was a hard day physically and mentally. But today is starting to feel better, like more me. Your face and neck are still numb at the moment? I got a hair. Yeah. And I didn't, did I screenshot it? Maybe I did. Let me just check. Samantha Soulbright Rodriguez had said in one of her community posts to what point the body stuff was going through. Let me just see if I can find. That's Monday. Did I screenshot it? How that day. And I remember when I saw her community post, I was like, I even said, thank God you posted this, because I'm going crazy and I'm wondering, is this just me? But Yeah, I didn't. Sometimes I do. I didn't screenshot it. And I'm not one to remember like stuff, but it has to do with our activation, like the DNA upgrades, the stuff specifically that's happening in certain penals and blah blah blah. I don't talk that way, and I don't retain it, guys. And I wish I could just, like I said, it's Samantha Solbright Rodriguez who had that in her channel this week, so I can send you to a credible link. But when we're already living it, sometimes there's no point in going to read it. You too? Slightly slanted sleuth, Steve? Left side of face and neck, seriously. Yeah. Brightest dawn. I don't follow the stuff like that, so I have to figure it out myself. Yeah. And one of the reasons I don't follow intensely stuff like that is to not bring things into me. I noticed that in 2019 is by completely being aware of what every stuff was passing through, that I manifested it because I was reading about it so much. So I only go, or when I, like, let's say if I'm having these pains, right, or this thing passed through, then I'll be like, what the fuck is this? Like, is this just me? So sometimes I'll actually make a vid and I'll ask, or I'll do a live stream and I'll ask, or I'll be guided to exactly like be flipping through my stuff and find the post or the video of the person who explains, so that I can grasp it and like understand it for myself. And then sometimes especially when I make like the link is in the description box videos, a lot of those are to make, for dancing and for making people happy, but a lot of them are like, boom, here's the information right now. It could be passing through for you, and if it's not now, it could be in a month, it could be in 4 months, but by reading it and knowing about it, then you kind of know it's coming. So yeah. But I learned long ago that to look at too many things like that, if I'm not detached and just reading it for the purity of understanding to be able to help others, because that's the thing, like within the last 48 hours has come through a big wave of just wanting to give up. People who are like, everything's going good or, stable, and then all of a sudden in the last 48 hours, people who just are ready to completely give up. And I'm talking give up at the, so it is important on a certain level, the awareness of knowing when certain waves are coming through that are like attaining certain timelines of certain frequencies of us, so that we can understand it, help each other out by listening and by being there, or just by sending the energy, right? Holding the space for us all. Hi, Anita. Are you kidding me? When did he break it? Because I told myself this morning, where the fuck is this phantom pain coming from? Because my wrist is fine. Anita says, oh gosh, my son's dad is staying here. He has a brace in the same wrist. He broke it. Yeah, I woke up this morning. This is my wrist that has a tendency to wake up or to just have an action. If I turn it too much, I'm... so I put the brace on because I woke up this morning, and when I just moved it, I was like, what the hell? Did I sleep on it? Like, did I do, like, where's this coming from? And I know myself a lot now. I never had a brace before, but I bought one last year because it was so intense. And so now whenever I feel the slight pull, I just put it on and make sure I don't twist myself during the day and really put myself into a position of not being able to move. Because it's just me and Lily, and it's like not funny for her when one of my hands can't really do the right stuff. Right? We think, therefore we are. Yeah, Michelle, the intensity of the energies is just strength in numbers. I mean that. It's just... especially if you know, just, yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it at that. He broke it about a month ago. Michelle, I thought you were wearing a fingerless glove. What do I look like? One of those cool chicks from the 80s? No, it's yeah, it's like a carpal tunnel type of thing, and it's from like just, you know, I don't work intense now, but I worked intense all my 20s, 30s, and a certain amount of, you know, my life, and doing things, and then just so that there's that thing. That. Aw. Bright as dawn, Stacy Fall. The boy wants to take flowers to his mom at her work. It's so random. I gotta do it. Yeah. Enjoy. Thanks for writing that. That's beautiful. Yeah. What's her name, if I may ask? I love knowing partners' names. It reinforces the strength of the connections.
What does D-E-E-P stand for?
Deep.
Or spell?
Deep.
Deep. Okay.
Oh my God, Anita. I dreamt I was doing light language with my hands. I tried teaching some people and they lost it at me as my hands look ridiculously fast. That's beautiful. I don't believe light language can be taught. I think we all have our individual stuff, and we either understand it when we look at somebody talking with their hands or we don't. And we all naturally do have light language and speak with our hands. And like, I know when somebody does a vid or when somebody's anywhere and then they're talking with their hands, and not sign language, but just using their, like the way that I start to use my fingers and hands, that like it can't be mimicked and imitated from another. And like, if other people think it can, okay, but I really don't. I know for myself, and this has pissed a few people off before, where I say I won't go into light language videos of other people unless I have 144% trust that they are solid. And what does that mean? That doesn't mean the person is perfect and like ascended and a master. It means that the person is solid in themselves. Oh, Lily. Is it the, oh, I thought it was your slush or whatever. So it's true. We are all connected. So when you connect yourself with somebody who's doing light languages and doing meditations, but they are not aligned in their truest self, you know, you come out with their baggage. So, you know, I've been in meditations where I come out of with the other person's baggage of stuff. And so light language is very touchy for me. I will watch videos with people who just naturally do it, but it's very rare. What's her name? Priestess, Starchild Priestess is one of the only people I trust right now for light language, for real. And I say that like, I would trust you, Anita, but you know, we don't do that together. But to go look at an activation, because I fully trust that Starchild Priestess she's in such awareness that she takes time out when she's not aligned. And she says so. And that's important. And it's like me. I don't come in here saying like I'm a chakra master and gonna balance all your stuff and blah, blah, blah. I am me. I'm doing what I'm doing, and you either resonate with it or you don't. And like, I am not anything labeled, right? So when somebody labels themselves as all these mastery things that they can take you into meditations, but you come out with their baggage, it's big. For me, it's so big that because I'm connected to all of us for real, if someone else goes into a meditation with someone, I feel what they're doing, and I feel it all, how the one person grabbed the baggage, and how if you did all this work, that they're not pivoting into a new awareness or reality. They're still stuck where they were, and sometimes they regress worse than they were. So what does that mean? When you go in with somebody to do certain light work and things, it's about full trust. But the intimacy of where somebody is at in their stuff is so important. It is. It's so easy right now to say, like, you know, give me $400 or $200 and I'm going to like bring you into a meditative state and regress you into your past lives. But at what price do you pay, not money-wise, but for what you brought into yourself by connecting yourself to someone else? And that's why I do what I do, just full open, take what resonates or don't, but I'm not doing stuff in the background and asking and charging people, because I won't take on that responsibility and that thing of, you know. Robin, oh, brightest dawn, thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, it is an amazing dream. You just remembered it? Yeah, and I don't say that. What I'm saying about like the light language and people, it's not a place of judgment. It's a place of understanding, right? It's time really, we must know our discernment and that we are our strongest keys for ourselves. So to look outside ourselves for guidance and stuff is beautiful. And that's why the services are there, and it is part of what we have. We're lucky. But we got to be careful. Is somebody just showing up for work because they made a session, or are they in the flow in that timeline? There are people who show up that are just there because they manifested a business. If you call your light work and spiritual work and what you're doing to help like 144 and like all of us a business, then you must do it from a fifth dimensional perspective, not the 3D. So you don't get to show up if you're a piece, you know, it's not fair, it's not okay, and you're just perpetuating matrix patterns, right? The way you would show up at work because you have to, but you can't show up to be to help somebody with their inner, like, complete inner DNA if you aren't even like fucking aligned in your own. Doesn't make sense. So unfair, and it's part of one of the traps of the spirituality community is looking up to somebody else who says that they're aligned, but you're in a state that you need and you just don't see, right? The inner fire cannot be denied anymore. So, you know, it's big. It's so big. Making a coffee. You just woke up, Anita? Spirit Keeper of the East. I'm gonna read it. It's the thing. We're here to trust each other and to help each other, and that's it. And that being said, someone who says like I say this because Chakra Bunny, for example, she has shown up and she has done certain readings, but she says, I'm all over the place, blah, blah, blah. And she says her situations, the matches she needs to. And like she says, I'm being guided to be here anyways, but she's explained the things. So when somebody has explained the things, you can grasp, you have the empathy, and you have that, wow, the gratitude that somebody shows up, even if they're not completely like full and feeling like, wow, I want to be here, I'm ready to do this. They're showing up anyways because the guidance is there of the flow. Does that make sense? Hi, Treesby. Anita says, I got my Reiki Master certificate, but I won't start practicing it till I'm in alignment all the time. That's beautiful. I meant I won't charge for it until I'm in align fully. Oh, thank you, because that's beautiful. And that's the thing. We do Reiki naturally. You are ready. Pour it out, Anita. And allow yourself to charge for it when you feel aligned, for sure. To start to understand what energy exchange is of asking for a certain price or being able to receive. So if you share with someone and they offer, don't say no, I'm not in alignment, I'm not ready to, charge. You say yes because, the timing is right. That's beautiful. But not that thing where it becomes a business and you're gonna do it whether you feel good or not. Yeah, I love it. How's it going, Trace B? Yeah. Anita, you are so strong that, yeah. And that's what I'm so proud of you. You're so strong, it flows. I feel you. Like when you text me randomly and then we speak and I feel it. I feel it. You're good and ready, Trace B? Right on, girl. Good and ready, too. Spirit Keeper of the East. New beginnings. A fresh cycle is occurring. Wipe the slate clean. Now is the time to release the old and start again. White weddings, start again. No matter what has happened in the past, it won't be repeated in the future.
There's a frog on my throat.
I was just thinking about frogs. I didn't mean to send it in your throat.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Anita. It does resonate. Right on. Let's get a little animal energy going. I know sometimes how I speak, it might sound judgmental, but it's not. It's trying to get us really at the place where we realize, are you coming from the perspective of just, I need to survive, so I'm going to show up and I'm going to do everything normal the same way all the time? Are you in your highest self, really making sure that what you do is for the greater good of the all and yourself? So it's also very okay to show up for a session with somebody who has the business, who can be so honest and look somebody in the eye during their session and say exactly what they feel, so that is separate. And then that's the thing, is the beauty of saying what, just because the exchange of service is going towards the person who has the creds, we all have the fucking gifts, man. We all do. So by allowing somebody the truth of certain things, that is pure, right? So it's not about closing down shop because you're having your stuff. It's about truly being honest and authentic all the time. Like if you're having stuff where you are not in alignment with certain things and you have chaos in your life, and you look at somebody in the eye and you say, like, I'm really doing but within my life right now, there's a lot of issues with me and the masculine. My ego's rising up against the masculine a lot, right? I'm really like in a place where I'm not always detached, and my ego is lashing out at my husband, my boyfriend, or my partner, or my brother, or my dad. So just keep in mind that, if you hear me speak from ego, then, certain things. Not everybody's all sweet and pretty in the background to the people, that they live with, that they've been with. So to go out and go help other people, but if you're not enabling and empowering the masculine in your own home, then that's, and we're all both, like, masculine and feminine. So me feels it when somebody's really like not being authentic. Boom. Frog in your throat. Me was thinking of the frog. Get that frog out. Can't make this up. Can't make this up. I gifted a frog to somebody. It was yesterday, 24 hours ago, probably at this exact same time. Yeah. Fuck, yeah. Gifted a frog yesterday, a little one. Ignited Beats Anissa said, I have had non-stop clairvoyant Reiki master sessions for 2 years straight. Wow, I have told some stuff. It just comes out. I swear I've been through every emotion possible in Reiki sessions. Wow, that's beautiful. And that's the thing, it just comes out, yeah. And I did have a friend asking me, how do I know who to trust? And I told her I just knew she was the one to heal me.
A notification just came on my screen, and my sound was high, but I couldn't hear anything. So it was like really loud, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah. And I say all this, and sometimes people go through to have to go to do an experience with someone who's not in full enough alignment to understand, to not do that for ourselves later when it's our turn and it's us that's in a certain position to take ourselves out, or to just to speak differently, to act differently. I know for myself, the last real meditation I went into was over a year and a half ago, and I came out of there with so many dreams and so many things, and every single fucking thing I dreamed about came true. And it was like, just, I'm not gonna say, but it was like, holy fuck, you know, holy fucking shitballs. Because this is about being pure of heart, this journey, right? It's not about making money. It's not. It's not. It's about being pure of heart and wanting for the good of all. It's not about the money, man. Yeah. Anita says, it turns out her and I had a soul contract for her to help me heal on earth. I love the way you write that now, Anita. I've been like, in the last little while, I'm like, hello? Where are my soul contracts? Like, it's not. Right? Where are the soul contracts? The ones that, like, this is it. This is what we, planned since the beginning of time and ago, and show up, right? Show up in my reality for real. Part of my soul contract was to show up for all this time. So I know I'm doing it, right? I've been doing it, and like, I'm doing it. Where are the soul contracts for me and Lily Rose that, clear out the clutter? And this card is in keeping with this one, because this is the new beginning. So in order to get to the new beginning, we clear out the clutter. Anita says, most soul contracts aren't good. Can you expand on that, Anita? What do you mean? I believe everything we do, every single thing is a soul contract. So meaning just going to get a coffee and smiling at the two specific women that I had interactions with and the other woman that I had an interaction with, that was planned. That it was important. That I've lived here for months and I passed by this Tim Hortons for years and I've never walked into it. And earlier, Amy came up, so she was with Lily Rose, and I haven't had a coffee today because I'm changing myself up a little bit, not doing the first automatic in the morning. As you can see, the coffee is not as big as my head. It's a little bit smaller. I'm downsizing on and trying to like change a little bit of stuff up. But in the moment that Amy came up, I was like, I feel like a coffee. And I asked her, could they stay together so they can have 10 minutes alone? So when I got to, this is so funny, when I got to the Tim Hortons, there was like this huge line, and I was like, what? No. So I turned around, and as I went to the street, and I'm here, there's a woman coming in a truck, and she's gonna turn, she sees the line, and she's like, oh God, no, and she keeps driving. So I turn, and I go into the Tim Hortons, so we're both parked. The way I parked, I'm closer, so I walked in first. And then she walks in behind me, and I was like, was that you with the truck? And she was like, yeah, I'm not sitting in that line. I was like, no kidding. I was like, I'm not sitting in that line so much that I never even come in here. I'd rather stand up and put on a mask and come in today.
There was still a line, and you went in?
Oh, the line was as big as yesterday or this morning?
This morning.
Yeah, when I said, no, I don't need this, and turned around, it was even longer. And so I went inside. But when I went inside, it was Lulu, who is my favorite girl, who is either at the takeout or she always just sees me and gives me a smile. And Lulu is French, so she speaks French to me. And then yesterday she saw me from the takeout window and she looked at me and she was like, "Are you okay?" And the 3 employees were all looking at me because so Lulu looks at me, she's like, "Are you okay?" And the other girl's like, "You're not your chipper self. What's going on?" And I was like, "Nothing's going on. I'm okay." Like, that's how yesterday was for me. Like, for real. Like, 3 people at the coffee shop saw my whole body, my face, nothing was the same. So going in today to be able to see Lulu and actually like be face to face with her, me standing there, her standing there, was like, wow, it was awesome. It felt so good. But that's the thing. It's just, Yeah, Trace B. I know help is here and more is on the way. Just saying. Yeah, I hope so. He needs it. You're clear now, Willow? Good, baby girl. United Beats Anita, what you're kind of saying about most soul contracts aren't good. I've had a lot of soul contracts, made bargains, deals, vows, repeated relationships with the same souls. You wouldn't believe how many past lives I've had with the guy that is my son's dad, like 8 lifetimes together, not all good times. Yeah. I completely understand that. And we do have the right to not adhere and to not, follow through with a soul contract because, like you said, in certain lifetimes, what the contract was going to make was going to be to break it, and no. And that's the thing, too, is I can specifically speak about this for certain things. My free will choice in 2018, I had a knowing of soul contracts, but I really understood it by then. And in 2018, after the last experiences I had with masculine or exchange of energy, I told myself, and it's not that it wasn't good, I told myself, I'm done. I'm done. I am done. Nobody's fucking tongue is coming into my mouth, and I'm not going to have sex. I'm not going to be intimate on a physical touch level until my dude comes into my life. And that's it. It's non-fucking negotiable. So what's happened to me, Anita, is that I've come into, contact with people that I had a mega soul contract with. Guess what I do? Instead of living the soul contract of a 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, or a couple months or whatever, a year that it could have been, I accelerate it into a couple meetings and shoot out every fucking thing that I'm supposed to do for that person. So I don't not do the stuff. So if I'm supposed to bring people into a certain awareness of seeds, I surpass I'm lonely and I would want somebody because I don't want that somebody. I'm waiting for my dude. So even if I could have had in the last couple of years a relationship on a certain level, I sped it up and I accelerated it. So I asked within what I'm meant to do, guide me, and I'll do it all. So for example, one specific person I met and everything was there, like could have been, but it would have been whatever. And it's like, I knew that. I knew it. And so I didn't let myself of any of the intimacy that we could have shared.
What's up with the cat? He literally jumped out of it.
But I gave all the information and knowledge and parts of me that I said I would. I really did. So I didn't break the contract and leave this person hanging without the seeds that he needed for himself. But I didn't do any of the other stuff, 3D, that didn't need to be done. It didn't need it.
Amy's bringing down the pepper cider, so we'll bring her back down.
Yeah, right back up. That's my baby. No joke. Why don't you just ground some here, honey? Yeah, that's really smart.
Yeah.
I'm going to just hide you because I know you don't want to be on, but just ground some in a something. Don't bring my shaker down there. It's my grandma's pepper shaker.
She's literally grounded in her hand.
Yeah, I'll just put it in my hand.
Yeah. Just don't put your hand in your eye after, honey.
Oh,
And if you
Wash your
do,
hands.
don't text me screaming, Mom, there's pepper in my eye. Yeah, pepper is sacred. I only have one pepper, like, and it was my grandma's, so. Amy is named after my grandma, though. Amy Ode. So. Yeah. Do you understand, though, what I'm saying is that, and that's why I get, you know how I can get sometimes where it's like, whoa, man, like, what the fuck? Because there are people in my timelines in the last 2 years that, listen, all I would have needed was for that person to show up and do exactly what they were, like, they had, like, that we were supposed to exchange of knowledge and energy, but they didn't. They didn't show up for the timeline.
Can you shut the watermelon in half?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here. I know. They didn't show up for the fucking timeline. I was at the last fucking trains to Clarksville waiting at the station, and they didn't fucking show up. And what does that mean? It doesn't mean they had to show up beside me in my reality, and it doesn't mean we had to have, but there was information, there was knowings, there was things, there was a pivot into a different awareness that they were to bring to me, but they didn't even bother showing up for it because they didn't. And maybe it was planned that they wouldn't show up for it, but I'm the one that has to learn and find the way to open that thing in me if somebody didn't show up for a soul contract. And that's why I can get pissed sometimes, because I'm here showing up for all as much as I can all the time and individually, really realizing how it's important. Oh, this is perfect for this temperature. It's so humidity. Sunshine that keeps showing up. So that's the one you're going to cover right now. Okay.
Going to rest.
And this one too. Are you going to drink the rest of this?
I don't know.
Well, you know what? If you're not, then you're going to find a little container to put it in and put it frozen to eat it later. Or use the ice tray if you want, but don't waste it. That's a lot of...
How am I gonna fit that into that? No.
Okay, you want to do it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just leave it. We'll figure it out later. Like, showing up sometime for a soul contract is just a conversation to make somebody feel good, for fuck's sakes. For real. It's just a fucking smile. That's how big it is. Like sometimes I've been like, you know, in the knowing that all that somebody had to do was reach out and that we would have laughed together, or that interaction would have been there in order for me to, you know, just, I see it. And I've talked about it before, where I see where timelines are jumped and timelines are avoided all the time. I'm not gonna, you know, that's the truth. That's real. It really is. You want an ice cap? I don't drink those, sweetie. Yeah, Michelle. I'm glad we had each other yesterday, baby girlie. Yeah. Anita, I had to break them all. I had soul contracts with 3 of my exes. Yeah. I remember when I was with my most positive relationship for myself, like the one that I, you know, just my best relationship. And I remember specifically, I was driving. It's when I had my orange car, my SRT4. And I was driving, and a song came on, and I had visions of us from past lives. And I saw just how strong why we were so strong in the, you know what I mean? And I saw why, because I saw why he wanted, and he thought it was going to be forever, and that even if he had asked me like to marry and stuff, I couldn't grasp that part. And it was not long after where I had the vision of his future children. So I've talked about this before. You know, if I've seen somebody have a baby with someone else, I get out of their timelines as fast as I can, and I do what I'm meant to do, but then I exit the timeline. So even if somebody tells me you can't go, I'm not ready from a 3D perspective. The me that has seen their children, has seen their future partner, can't be with them even if I would want to, because it's like cheating to me. So I talked about this to Devin when we spoke a couple days ago. It's like I've been doing this for years now, where I see people, people see me.
Here.
And
I'm trying something I saw on TikTok where it's mustard and watermelon. Just gonna put it on a small piece.
yeah, just a small piece.
Yeah. And I don't think it's gonna taste very good.
You know, if I see someone and we have a feeling together, why would I jump into that feeling if I can feel their feminine close by, that she's the one? Why would I start something of a timeline with a masculine in order to embed him more? Because if you're already watching me and you feel something, and you know, it's already hard enough to like maybe go look at the other channel that's fucking right there, or to listen to the one person who's like in your reality talking to you because you're thinking about somebody else. So I'll push away people when I know that they have someone else coming. Specifically in years, I've said to people, I can see you're feminine. Like, you know, you can think it's me all you want, but it's not. Because if it was me, I wouldn't be lying telling you it's not me. I would be telling you, get your shit together, what we need to do until the next 2 years we could be together. Because that's just how it's big inside of me, of like honoring. And as well, there's timelines where I'm proud of myself that I didn't embed myself with a masculine at all. And when I say embed, I mean like imprint myself more, because I'm close to their feminine now. They came into my reality and I'm even closer with them than the masculine. So I have zero shame inside of me of having had feelings or fantasies or flirting or weird conversations or fucking screenshots and shit, because I didn't do those steps. So I could be best man at anybody's fucking like thing, because there was no thing in between to make a feminine feel weary of me. So in a way, when a feminine is really empowered, she already knows that I'm pushing, you know? It's like when I asked Brightest Dawn, what's your partner's name? Because it makes it stronger that he has Robin. Or all of the people who do vids, Steve, he's probably gone by now, Slightly Slanted Sleuth, when he said the other day, my partner's name is Melissa. Boom! Like, I want to know the partner's name to make sure to empower them more to be strong together. Does that make sense?
It's actually kind of good.
Right on. Thank you, Anita. You too, sweetie. I love my pepper shaker, do you? Yeah, I love you, Anita. We have similar kind of timelines, eh? Hi. Woo! Lightwave Harmonics. Kirsten, how's it going? Lightwave, yeah. Genevieve appears at the most magical times for me. Yeah. Thanks, sweetie. Yeah, it is big, Michelle. You don't see anything from a 3D perspective. Not at all. And when I do, like, because I'm feeling like blah, 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 or whatever, but it's so big. It's like even the, I don't know, I'm going to leave it at that, but it's so big. It was 111 for you. Hey, Rod. Boom. Lightwave. It's 3:13 Eastern time. She wrote 111 Idaho time. And boom, Rod 1111 Awake and Aware pops in at the same time. So there's a lot of ones in that little section for me. Dropping in some love. How's it going, Rod? How's your back, sweetie? Was thinking about you yesterday. About your back specifically. Good way.
I never thought it would actually be good. But
Holy crap, how much? Be careful. Let me see.
Just one bite.
I don't think watermelon tastes the way it should, personally, but bless it. I think it's okay, but it doesn't taste good to me. To me, I don't enjoy certain flavors. Watermelon doesn't taste like when I was a kid, so I don't really like the taste of that.
It's fruit, so it's gonna taste
I
different.
know,
every
honey, but I'm just telling you what my taste buds like. It's
I know,
not that
I know.
flavor. Boom. Black tourmaline. 10. 11. It's horrible, but smiling. Yeah. Do you have the date for the operation yet, Rod?
Hey, Operation is a game.
Yeah. Anita, you're such a calm, patient mom. It makes me smile. Thank you. I'm used to multitasking and doing stuff with children around me. So imagine me with, when I had my restaurant, Samuel and Amy were between the ages of 4, 5, 6, 7, and 7, 8, 9, 10. So they'd walk in and I had to do what I had to do as I was doing what I was doing and integrate what they needed. So there's a multitasking of listening and then doing what I do that's ingrained in me from having the lifetime of, integrating my children really into my life. So it's different. It's just, yeah. Black tourmaline. Healthy boundaries, repelling and dispelling unwanted energies, shielding and protection, healthy interdependence. That interdependence is important. There's a saying that good fences make good neighbors. Well-being likewise requires healthy boundaries that respects everybody's uniqueness, similarities, and differences. The appearance of black tourmaline is a sign that now is the time to make sure those fences are neither impenetrable walls nor so porous and broken down that you start to lose track of where you end and others begin. It's invigorating to move between alone time and together time. I'm going to leave that be because I only have the alone time. I don't have the other part. And black tourmaline speaks for itself. I noticed the other day that I trigger myself by reading the things that are not resonating with me right now. It doesn't feel good to be told something, reading it, and been reading it for a long time when it's not manifesting itself. So I realized the other day that I was triggered, but I kept reading because I started reading and it could help somebody else. But at the same time, I completely wiped my own self out by not allowing myself to stop reading what was actually hurting me a lot at the time. So I'm stopping it right there. When I get to that, if I ever get to having to, have to separate alone time and together, then I'll talk about it and I'll be able to talk about it from a point of awareness. But I haven't had any solid connections or any kind of connections in my life for so many years that, there's no need to separate, and I have no clue what it's like to have a boundary with someone in real life because I've never been this me that I am with the, who I am now, how I am, and somebody in my life. So I can't come from a place of knowing any more of that. Not yet for the timeline of the operation. You mentioned 3D. I was at the hospital in Denver yesterday and in the ER. Oh my God, that's about all I can say. Oh boy. I can't imagine. I have not been in a hospital setting in a long time. The only reason I would ever go to a hospital right now is if one of my children was hurt and I needed to get them to safety, which, you know, that's it. That's it. There's no one in my reality right now. Actually, there is maybe a couple people I would fucking drive really far just to make sure I was with them if anything happened, but you know what I'm saying. Yes, Anita, I find it so hard to be in a hospital, especially Emerge. I as well. It's not somewhere that it's actually good for me to be because I leak healing. So if I'm, you know, I'm not meant to be in hospitals because I leak my healing. It just comes from me. So it's not good for me to be in those places because it just gets, or I just, I shake. I can't move. So, you know, I've had people, like, I will always race to the hospital if I need to, you know. I haven't had to in a long time, and I don't put myself in timelines to have that in my reality, right? But, yeah, especially Emerge. Yeah. I feel the pain, so, and I feel the chaos of people's thoughts. So hospitals are very hard. One of the most disgusting things, and I'm not gonna lie, of being in a hospital is like being in Emerge, and you're sitting in the triage or a certain area, and I can feel how there's only one worker on duty that actually is passionate and wants to be there. You know, I can feel when a doctor, like all the things. So it's really disgusting to be in a hospital setting. I've never been in one where everyone around is in harmony, where inside of them, they're there because they want to be. It's their passion, it's their purpose, and they're actually there of their own free will to help the greater good of the all at all times, right? So when I'm in an Emerge and I can feel all the different people's pains and what they're actually feeling inside, right? So if you see a woman sitting in a corner and she's just sitting there, and some people will think like, oh, like what's she doing here? But meanwhile, you know, it's really hard. And when just a doctor, nurse, nobody can hide to me if they're all in or on or not. So why would I want, you know, it's hard. Like unless somebody's like really in need and there's nothing that can be done, there's no reason to go to a hospital because you're putting yourself into a position of something worse to grab all this stuff, right? So cleanse yourself. Rod, if you were there yesterday, especially a big hospital like that, sweetie, cleanse yourself. Like just say it now. Like everything that was not mine, just get it off me today. Helping you. Get it off you, out of you. Right? Yeah, the chaos is crazy, and even if there is no chaos and it's a very calm, you know, it doesn't matter. It's sometimes when it's calm is even worse, because when it's calm and there's like, I don't know, 10, 20 people and all the stuff that's going through them, it's contained there. And then all the leftover residue. Hospitals clean, but they don't do energy work in there. Right? So a hospital can be disinfected and smell really good because the janitor, but have you ever been in a hospital or a clinic where the actual person who does the maintenance is, you don't have to know you're spiritual to cleanse an area. So there are some people who have that pure of heart and that they really are at their job, doing their job, and that you walk into a certain medical center or a certain spot and it's cleansed, because the people who work there or the person who's actually in charge of the maintenance of doing the janitorial work is naturally leaking just the free flow of wiping energies out. One of the things when I used to work at Sunbeam, I would say, I'm here to change the energy. What does that mean? I'm gonna clean. I'm typical, the maid is what you would call me, but I'm not that kind of maid. So sometimes it would take me longer to do a certain thing because the way I was cleansing was really evacuating energies that had been so toxic. There were a couple cottages that I absolutely refused to even go into in certain ways before. You know, or where I said to my boss, like, I don't know what happened here, but like, wow. And, you know, yeah. So for myself, it's so big that I could walk into a cottage where, you know, there was only one person, but know exactly, you know, just what that person was thinking and feeling. So the detachment it takes to, you know, walk in and clean up somebody's fucking pubic hairs out of the bottom of a shower and the toilet, when all the energy that they have there, you know, was toxic and disgusting and scary even. You know, so blessed be those that just walk in places and clean and do stuff and what they bring into themselves without knowing of self to like eject that from them. Yeah, Anita, you get it, eh? Return all energies that are not mine. You even had black tourmaline in your pocket. Boom. Super sync. I would pull that as you're there. I used to carry black tourmaline, and that was the place. I had 2 black tourmaline necklaces, and I actually ended up giving them away. They just didn't resonate with me. So just a chunk, put somewhere. I have it beside my bedside, but that's it. Yeah, sweetie. 11/11 awake unaware. It was just crazy. The dead look in all those people's eyes has been burned into my awareness. Wow. Yeah. See, it's so rare that I see people with a complete dead look in their eye. It's very rare. It's very rare. This isn't a reality of things that I see very often, Rod. That's brave. It's hard, I know. And say, no, it has not been burned into your awareness. Change the words. It's good to be aware, to understand, to know, right? What the looks are, what's different. You can see the fire. You can see the fire in certain people's eyes. And that's how you know, right? The difference. When you see that other look that's not the same. It's hard, Rod. It really is. I can't imagine. Like for myself, I've felt these things all my life, and you know, people are coming on board and talking about that they did too, or that they do now. But this is how I've been all my life, you know, for real. So I get it. I really do. I really do. Yeah, I need to. That it can't be hidden. No, it cannot be hidden. I've talked about that before. Even somebody who wants to make videos and put filters or speak, you know, eloquently and all of that, it can't be hidden. It can't be hidden. And that's where discernment comes in, and that's where everybody needs to learn for their own journey of what they see and how. Hi, Nova. How's it going, sweetie? Nita, I had a formal one bracelet. It had to get cut off. It got stuck in the dog's claws. Whoa. Michelle, I'm still listening, but with no free hands. I need some water and just to move my energy a bit. one of my squirrels, he's black, but golden reflections, not gray, not white, gold. Like, I swear, she's so beautiful. I'll try capture him on camera someday if I can, but he's so beautiful. Yeah, did he come? He's sitting right behind me, Nova. Can you see him? He listened to you. He's sitting right behind me. No one can escape the Nova. I gotta catch up from the comments. Oh, I got a good dream. I might even tell it. I got so many. Oh, last night was my best dream night of my whole entire fucking life. I swear. Nothing will beat. Oh, yeah. No, reality would beat last night, but. Oh. Woke up from a dream that my mom's side of the family got crushed by a building. Then they went to mourn. Just as they died too, and they got crushed too. Whoa, that's a lot of lineage and ancestral DNA being like, whoosh, see? Done. We done with that. Anita says, Nova, I saw Nova on the bottom of one of my bowls yesterday, and I thought of you, baby. Yeah, me sees Nova a lot too, eh? Yes, Nova, awesome. I'm everywhere. Wahaha, exactly. She's everywhere. You can't get away. You can't escape the Nova. That's why you wrote that? That's a hectic dream, Nova. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot, eh? I just realized that 2 dragon movies came up this year. It was a weird dream. I see it as the lineage, the ancestral DNA of you guys. Like, that stuff is just done. It's just done, man. It's been crushed. It's not about people being crushed. It's about the ancestry, the stuff, the lineage. It's just done. Rawr. You back, Brightest Dawn? How did it go? That was so cool. What kind of flowers? Like daisies? Yeah, the kitty's basking. So I had a dream last night that I was at a park doing yoga, which is not something that I really do. And my dude came and he touched my butt. And I was so happy that my dude touched my butt. And I am not good with being touched when I do yoga. So I was so happy. Like, I was so fucking happy. And then he just went and he was doing his stuff. I don't know. He's probably playing with Lily Rose. I can't remember. Because I was just doing my yoga. And then guess what? Somebody else came and randomly touched my butt. And I fucking grabbed him, whipped him to the ground, and I broke his arm. Yeah, like in a movie. I fucking grabbed him, whipped him to the ground, and I broke his arm. And he looked at me. He's like, he was fucking mad. And you broke my arm. And then I started to run, and I was like running towards my dude, going like, can I get in trouble if somebody touched my butt and then I broke their arm? And I was like, can I get in trouble for that? I don't think I can get in trouble. Like, he touched my butt and I broke his arm. I didn't mean to break his arm. I was taking his hand away. That was part of my dream last night. It was hilarious. I was kind of scared though, because he was like, his arm was limpy, but the rest of his body wasn't. So I was like, I was fucking running. Yeah, I'm dreaming a lot for real about that. Anita, do you see a bird went by behind me? I guess you can't see that good. The squirrel, I put the squirrel food on the table. The blackbirds are looking at it now. That's why the cat's gone to there. There's a blackbird on the ledge. He wants a peanut. They're all going bonkers over there. Can you hear? There's 3 blackbirds and there's a squirrel coming. Okay, I'm gonna stop looking at the nature. 11:11, me either. I was not prepared for all the negative, crazy energy. I distanced myself from all, like the plague. I was just not prepared for it. Oh, that came up 3 times, Rod. That's okay. You know, next time to better prepare yourself. First of all, one of the best ways, Rod, to better prepare yourself, reach out and tell us. Why? It might sound like I'm coming from a place of po pitiful me when I make a video saying, you know, child services is coming to my door, but guess what? Even Michelle dreamed that just boom, there's a round circle around me, and I felt it the whole time. So by reaching out, even if it's just individually to me and Michelle, The more of us that you can, we surround you. So you yourself know now, I'm going to protect myself better, right? Because it is completely possible for you to live your timelines, go into those hospitals, and see a completely different energy the next time. And what does that mean? That the dead look won't hurt you, that you might see through the dead look to see the soul and see exactly what they're suffering from. So you might find like a best friend because you can feel that they have the exact same back issue. You go sit beside that person, and the conversations you can flow because you have the intimacy of having the same type of pain. You can actually help each other. And I mean it. The more, when I go through my biggest things, I fuck myself up by staying silent and just living it alone because I'm so fucking brave and it's my world and my reality and nobody can help me. Nah, nobody can maybe be by my side, but when I reach out and say the things, nothing has ever happened the same way when everybody's protecting me. So it's been a year or two sometimes, I don't know, where I reach out and I say like the exact stuff that I'm going through, or sometimes I can't say exactly, but I ask for protection and energy, and I get it, so I don't feel alone. The energy was so fucking elevated that when Emilie, the worker, walked into my house the other day, it took her 5 to 10 minutes to tone down and be ready to do her job. That's how high the energy was. She had shivers. She was looking at everything. Like she was sitting right here. Boom. Not with the cards. I had taken the cards, but she sat right in the spot where you guys are usually, your heads are. My head is looking at you. So that's how powerful it was. Because I said, choose anywhere you want to sit. And she came and sat right here where I do the streams. And then all she could do was like look up and look around. She specifically said how she loved this. And it's like, that's Angelfish. That's a friend from Washington. She was just in awe and rotating herself from the spot she was sitting and looking at everything and just going like this. And then she had so much awe of the pink coat that she asked how I got it. So I got to tell her the story of how I saw it at a thrift shop, that it wasn't being sold, that it was being auctioned because they had seen the worth of it. And when they see the worth, they auction the big things off like this. And when I saw it, it was after I came back from Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, the East Coast, and I didn't necessarily feel I was really supposed to be here, and just things were making it that I knew I was. And when I saw that coat, I was like, whoa, that's mine. And I bid for it, $99, and forgot. And then they called me, I don't know, a week or so later to say, like, I won the bid. Did I really want it? And I was like, yeah. And then I told her the story about John Binney, how he wrote a song and how I uploaded my part of the song in the pink coat. So before she even, she was already in the know. Before she even started to do, the evaluation, the assessment, she already knew the purity, what she felt around her. She walked in here feeling safe. Right? And a part of her feeling safe is because I felt safe. And why did I feel safe? Because I felt prepared, and because I felt surrounded, because I reached out and I asked. I said exactly what time, 10:30, that this was going to happen. So whoever had the energy to think of me in the moment was sending me energy. And whoever can't think of me in that moment but thought of me when I made the vid and they saw it, that's enough. It's enough. It's so enough that, so you can manifest that for yourself, even for a hospital setting. And I know because when I have the time, or even at the last minute, if I have to go to a hospital, I can manifest to have beautiful experiences while I'm there, like really good ones, because I prepared myself. And that's the thing, is it's overwhelming, Rod, to be in a setting where there's like, I come from small town, so I consider if there's 10 people in a waiting room a lot. I have never been to a real life city hospital in my life. Well, I've been to one. Well, in my life I have, but in my reality of who I am as an adult, I've only ever been to one, you know, that was big, because I'm so rural and small town. So for me, 10 people, 20 people that are in pain is a lot. So I can't even imagine like a city hospital, what that would do. But I know I could manifest to be in there and feel good if I so, you know, made all the inner preparations for myself. Does that make sense? Hey, Fang Mistas, stopping in to say hello. How's it going? A mix of purples and pinks and whites. Oh, that's beautiful. Nova says, wow, I've broken arms in dreams before. In an old dream, a dude was in the girls' restroom being a perv, and I broke his arm and left him on the floor. Do you have the dream symbology for that? Do you understand? What is breaking an arm, especially somebody else's arm, mean in dreams? I don't know. I never thought to look it up. Orbicron, dude, I've been thinking about you. I'm thinking about you so much, Orbicron. There's a fucking Rubicon. There's a Jeep parked like right at the end of my driveway. I told, and I know whose it is, like it's the neighbors, but they're parking it right on the street. And I says to Lily Rose, I'm not sure if this Jeep is here because it's going to be like, there's a Jeep coming into my life, or it's just, you know, piss me off that the Jeep's right in front of my house. Like, rawr, eye candy. But when I see Rubicon, I think Orbicron. Oh, brightest dawn. I was in a car with friends when one started complaining about chest pains. So I went into my mind, looked at him, and there was a ball of light in his chest. I grabbed it and tried to pull it to me. It wouldn't come out the front, so I pushed it out his back and out of the car. One knew what I was doing, and after I finished, he said, that was weird. And then the driver asked, what was that? And then he started his story, and then he explained that the pain moved from the front, then went out the back. And it was the moment that locked it all for me. I never told this to anybody. Thanks for sharing it, brightest dawn. Yeah, it's things like that as well in my life. It's kind of that made me realize my strengths. And like in 2010, seeing a cancer come back into a friend and knowing that she would not, and that it was going to be in less than a year that she would pass away, that actually, you know, like, it's hard, right? It really is. There was nothing I was allowed to do, to the point where I was not allowed to be with her, to give her energy, because I'm an energy giver and I'm a healer, and I cannot, if someone has their soul contract is over and they are to exit, I can't go see somebody at their bedside, because I change what's going to happen to them. You know, unless I'm so guided because it's supposed to happen that they get more time. But I know now, because of things that have happened to me in my life, that it doesn't matter who it is, and it doesn't matter who thinks that I disrespect and I should have gone. And guess what? You don't know. You don't know what it feels like to give energy and healing to someone who's not supposed to stay alive, and what that feels like for me, of the knowing that I'm like messing with things. And I wanted to be an EMT at one time, an ambulance driver, and I'm not allowed to be because, right? When you're a healer, you don't pick and choose. You just get guided, and people get guided to you that are supposed to be there. And I'm not the kind of healer that can passage into both worlds. I'm the kind of healer that keeps people here. I'm Forrest Gump, keep people here. Other people help people exit, right? I've never witnessed anybody pass away. Yesterday is the closest I've ever been to a dead body. I had an incident where I came upon an accident. It's the closest in my whole entire life ever that I've ever come to a dead body. And it fucked me up
died?
like big time. Just be quiet. I don't want to talk about this right now. I'm just mentioning it really fast. Right? So, yeah. A truck, stretch out your solar plexus all the way to make the bubble around your body. No negative or low vibrational energies sickness can get into. Yeah, it takes a lot of repeating. Thanks for sharing that, Brightest Dawn. It can help people that, like, just... Yeah, John just mentioned that song on Instagram yesterday. Yeah, it's a very big sync that he would mention it out of the blue at the same timeline that I was explaining the song to someone. And it's on Spotify. I shared it like, whoa. My Genevieve song by John Binney is on Spotify, guys. Okay, Anita, where you said a truck, I'm like, I love trucks, but I don't understand. A trick. Stretch out your solar plexus all the way to make a bubble around your body. Exactly. And no, low vibrational or negative energies or sickness can get into your energy field. It takes a lot of repeating. Yeah. And that's the thing. We could love people. We could be planning to be with people. But when you make your bubble and then you can't go and people can't even people can't even see you on a certain level, eh? Nova says, see ya, Genevieve and Kitty. I'm going to meditate. You actually had it by Nova. I love you, sweetie. Thanks for popping in. I'm going to check out what it means to break somebody's arm in a dream. I know what it meant for me, but... Orbicron, you actually did have a Jeep not long ago? Did you have a Rubicon? Yes, Anita, I believe it is a beautiful interaction. It's just not something I've ever been gifted to be allowed, to have in my reality. I was holding a lady's hand when I worked in a nursing home when she died, and it was actually beautiful. I could feel her leave her body. Yeah. Yeah. I remember when my grandmother was in hospice and, there was only a certain amount of time left, but they couldn't determine the certain amount of time. And it's just, me and my sister had to leave for it to happen. Right? We were gone in 12, 24, 17, whatever. We got home and basically a couple hours after she passed away. So we had to be gone from her energy field for her to be able to pass through. That's that. And I say we, because we were both there, but it was a Grand Cherokee. Right on. That's what I've driven the most, is a Grand Cherokee. My parents had one. You're back, Tracy? Hey, Road Trip Eddie. Can you be careful? You're just pushing that cushion.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Just don't push it. Don't push it good. Are you making them tighter or looser?
Looser. I can't make it tighter.
Oh.
I'm at the...
Hey, Road Trip Eddie. How's it going? Oh, man. That fucking battery. That just... Yeah, I'm doing okay. How are you? Eddie in the building. Eddie. Feels good to feel alive today. It's been a rough couple days. Vulture, nothing is wasted. You hear the crows? Yeah, Michelle says rough is an understatement. Yeah, Condor is a sink. Yeah, the Condor came up as the card that Lily Rose pulled the last stream. I think yesterday we didn't stream but the day before.
It was yesterday.
Okay.
I'm
Okay, it doesn't.
100%.
Okay, it doesn't really matter. But the Lily Rose, she pulled a card, and she pulled the Condor, and I'm pulling it again. And this card is really important. Hi, Witch Moon. My Angie, how are you, sweetie? Comes in with the Vulture. 3, 6, 9. 6 and 3 is 9. Nothing is wasted. No experience was in vain, and no pain will not bring forth gain. And the letting go. The allowing for the new, right? We can't make up. We can't make up for things that happen in anybody's life or in our own. We can only forgive and really move on and allow to really see the bad as the blessing that gets us to something else. Oh, the throat all of a sudden, eh?
You have a frog too?
Frog in the throat. Clear out the clutter. Blessed be, Witch Moon says, I'm rested. I'm going to have to take the hair down. It's starting to hurt. It doesn't feel good.
Yeah. Too tight.
I'm not good at keeping up very long. Because all my life, when I worked, I had to keep it all up for so long sometimes that it's not as humid too, since the last 20 minutes. There's a breeze a little bit. It's not coming through here because there's no screens. But okay, that's about as good as it's gonna get, guys. Witch Moon, hello, family. Hugs and love for all. Yeah, sweetie. Back at ya. Anita, you've been getting that tickle in your throat on and off all week? Yeah. I think there's a lot of just clearing energy coming through. And honestly, I wonder, if anybody else came in at the same time as my tickle. Because I'm a witness to my own self when I've come into certain other people's live streams that they, right, start to have that little thing. So it could be just the randomness. It could be what I said before to be accentuated. It could be somebody who came in that gave me that feeling. One of the things that the other day I had we did a live stream and I forget what part, but I rewatched myself, and I don't always, right? Especially a 4-hour live stream. If I rewatch a 4-hour live stream, that's 8 hours of my day. But sometimes I take the time because I need the stuff that I said. And I was watching myself, and I saw myself that I was talking, and then all of a sudden I got small. All of a sudden, everything was fine, and I'm like, da-da-da, and then all of a sudden, so, that means that somebody comes in, but not giving me this and making me feel this. So, me not gonna say specifically, but it's that thing of when somebody comes in to watch and they are not here and thinking happy super thoughts that make me feel whoa, that it actually made me cower for real. So it's big to be up here. It really is. I would never tell anybody just go live stream for fun, for no, especially on a spiritual level, on any level, because there's an energy exchange and it will suck you dry. not knowing what it is. So when you know your energy, then, you know, and you start to do this, you think you knew stuff, but you don't, because it's so different, right? And that's why when I say, like, I know I sound like a freak sometimes saying, like, we're here to exchange energy, you know, when you pass through people's streams, and if you don't even put a like, and if you don't comment, but if you are a negative energy coming in, you are felt. Nothing. The truth is in plain sight. Whether you think you are seen or not, you are felt always. And it's just getting stronger all the time. It's not, it doesn't go away. It gets stronger. Like that thing, I could call out a name right now, and, you know, it's not inside of me, and there is nobody to call out, but you know, it's there. It's there to say, like, brightest dawn, I had to learn how to spread my energetic wings. It helped me understand what was wrapped around my body. So freeing when you feel them come out and the sun hits them. Yeah. Thanks for writing that, brightest dawn. I'm not really working with my wings a lot lately at all. It's like I forgot about them. No joke. No joke. Forget who it is. I'd love to shout her out because she's someone who's part of tribe that's, you know, not commonly here, not commonly, but it was her who said, like, when I walk in somewhere, I make sure I don't hide my wings. I tell my wing, you know, I make sure that if somebody has the awareness to see them, that they will be able to, right? So coming from a lifetime of, you know, dimming down to walking in somewhere full wings out and allowing for them to be seen, felt, and all of that. And I think a lot of me, like, that's what freaks, like, that's the thing is, I freak people out in reality because of all that they can see or feel. And some people do have the words now to tell me what it is, and some people don't. But it's so big, it's like, the way it feels to be me walking in public sometimes, it feels like people are looking at me as if I'm walking on water, or as if I'm an apparition. You know? And that's that. A lot of years of my life has spent being the lady in red from the Matrix. So it doesn't mean that I'm going to come out and be a fucking agent, but what it means is that feeling of being the one person that stands out in the black and white, and that there are the Keanu Reeves, like that character Neo, who can see me, but, you know, don't come to me because it's like too much. Instead of coming to me and being like, wow, we see you, and like, bah, 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 right? So it's big. Somebody told me not long ago that, like, it's like I'm scared, or I have a thing of people, but it's not. It's like I'm very conscious. If somebody was here with me and we went for a walk and you stand somewhere else and you just look at how somebody looks at me, then it would be like, oh my God, I get it. Or if somebody finally, you know, here that finally showed up in my reality, it would be like, okay, I thought it was really big to see you on screen, but, you know, like, holy shit. Like, holy shit, it's so big. It's so big. You wake up with that in the middle of the night? Condor feathers? Yeah, Anita, that's why I haven't made videos yet. Exactly. I would always say that that's the thing. I do this now and make it that it's not about me, so that we can all be together. And Anita, you can pour your gifts through here. Your healing comes through here. You're seeing people, meeting people, interacting with people. So you don't have to be the one up front. And we're all together in it in order for all the healing and the gathering and the merges, the seeing new people can come through together, because a bunch of us on different screens doing things and then not feeling secure and having to go through all the ripple effect of what it feels like, you know. It's not a joke when I say, like, just having videos out, like, I would wake up in the middle of the night. Like, it took me months to surpass that. And I've talked about it before. When the whole collective comes through a wave and has upgrades, whether they know it or not, I do too. So I'll start to have that feeling of feeling more and, I can't handle it again. And I have to, like, rise above and reintegrate for myself what it feels like when other people are not aware that thoughts are things and such things, right? Like, I literally can be here streaming when somebody in the background is, like, testing me, saying, yeah, right, you feel things, well, I'm thinking this and I'm pushing this at you and I'm pushing that at you. And it's like, you think I'm going to put an awareness to that? It's like, boom, shut it out. And that's it. You know, but it's true. It's really that real, guys. You got to fly, Michelle. Thanks for being with us all this time, sweetie. I love you. Yeah. Anita, imagine the wings on my back, and I can feel them when I flap them. Wow. Don't know if I'm ready for Avon grips. What is that? Is that I don't know what that is, or it's a spell check thingy? You understand, Anita, right? That thing in public. Yeah. No, Willow Pillow. Oh, now I don't want to watch people live when I'm struggling. I don't think that at all. We're all in this together, and when people are struggling, and we're pure of heart, and it's pure to struggle. It's okay, sweetie. So it's good to watch, and you can choose to speak or to not speak, but this isn't said to, like, make people back away. It's made for people to just be aware, and that thing of, you're allowed to be in the background and not talk, Willow Pillow, and still talk to me and say the things that you need, and then I will pour forth. Or, you know, the questions that you ask, and then all of a sudden I'll pull a card and you know it's for you, but you never even had to talk. You're allowed that. It's okay, baby girl. Right? I think it's more productive and just helpful to all of us when we come together when we're struggling, whether we put it forth or not. We don't have to say it and share it, but we can still be together, because it's not struggling that brings us down. It's not somebody going through their pain that brings us down. It's not that. It's beautiful to be together, to witness, and all of that. I'm talking about really low frequency or really fucking yucky fucking shit, Willow Pillow. Struggling and feeling like we're drowning and choking, or that today is like, I can't do this anymore. That's pure. It's okay. It's so allowed. We go through it, and it's such a wave of ripples that, you know, 2 weeks ago I said, it doesn't matter. My body will never be able to do this again. It has to be the last time. And guess what? It's not. It's not, man. So it's like that for all of us. One of the most beautiful things I saw today was Jessica Starseed. And, like, she wrote in a post on Instagram, you know, we're the ones that have to be ready to care for those and be there for those who've said all our life we were crazy. All our life we were treated certain ways and bullied by certain people or certain, you know, whatever. But guess what? We're not just leaving them behind, and they're not just all of a sudden gonna fucking disappear in a ball of smoke. All of a sudden, they're going to be at your door. All of a sudden, they're going to be saying, like, they won't even be able to say, I'm sorry. They're going to be saying, and they might not even be able to say anything. And you're the one that all of a sudden has to feel like, oh, whoa. Oh, wow. I got to call this person. I got to go to this person's house. And they'll look up at you. They literally will look up at you, and they're on their fucking, like, about to fuck. You know? But because you showed up, because you texted, because you emailed, because you called, then the conversation can start. Me not need an apology for all the people who fucking ever treat me like a piece of shit. Fuck. No. But step into your realest self, and we are there to help. We are there for that. Who else can help somebody who all of a sudden starts to have all the feelings that we've had all our life, or that we've had for the last 2 months, 2 years, 10 years? Who else can help? Only the ones that ever have gone through it. You know? And the radical moves, I've been saying this for years, the radical moves that one person will make in their community timeline to quit a job, separate, is going to ripple affect other people into realizing, like, holy shit, I need to do this, or this is what I need to do, right? So all the women who exited a reality with a masculine and were called, like, you left your husband, you did this, you did that, you did that. All of a sudden, the realization that, oh my God, I've lived a fucking fake life for 20 years. I don't even know my husband. We've never even done anything together. I've been cheating on him for 15 years by texting other people and, having dick pics from other men. And, people are going to start realizing that I'm a fucking cheater. I've been like fucking, all of this stuff. It's not my husband that wasn't kind to me. 20 years I've been with him, but 15 years I've been looking at everybody else but him. It's big, guys. It really is. So us whores that left our husbands, for example, but guess what? We didn't do all the stuff that a married woman has been doing for 20 fucking years. Single people get a rap of being like very promiscuous, but it's like, I've never done anything that married women, if you get 5 of them together and they're drunk and they start talking about, like I say this before, work husbands and all these things and all these fantasies that fucking married women have because they've stayed in their relationships all their life, but they haven't been fucking faithful. Even half of it. They have never been true to themselves. A lot of women and men don't even fucking love each other, just staying in the same fucking building because they're fucking scared to not have the riches that they got when they're together. Right? You staying in a job because you want to make sure your future is set, but guess what? You're not going to be allowed to live to get to the future because the future is not how you think how we've been programmed to believe it's going to be. So somebody who's still in the position of keeping their job and keeping even if they're here and watching all of this and this isn't going to happen to me. Somebody told me 5 months ago, here, my partner is not even compatible with me. But they still are with their partner. Would you really think that person's going to get to bypass and not stay with that partner? Just because they're woke? And they think that it doesn't matter if that person's not compatible with me. No, nobody gets to stay with anybody that it's not the best. So bitch slap to the person who's like really woke and saying like all this, but I'm not compatible with my partner. Either the partner's going to walk out or the chaos, whatever it is, but you don't get to bypass all the steps. You don't. We don't get to. And if you bypass them, well, then it's a different reality that you're choosing than, you can't get into higher frequencies if you don't fucking are not in the frequency of the partner you're meant to be with. You can't resonate higher because you're not satisfied. You're not, if you don't feel like a king and your woman don't feel like a queen and you're not like in worship and love and unity with each other, you're not real from a fourth and fifth and higher perspective. It's not real. It can't stay. It can't last, even if you're still hanging on to it. It's just not possible. Everybody must be with the tribes of us. Hey, angel fish, now for self. Are you guys still together, my lovelies? Yes, Orbicron. The darkness is beautiful. The darkness holds blessings in disguise. Yeah. But what is the darkness, right? Like, yeah. Darkness is the light. Excuse me. Brightest dawn, I completely understand you. I keep my wings these days and spread them open for sunning. At times push away negative energy. I don't feel I run around at the moment. Yeah. You know, we can hear each other because we can hear you too. Yup. Yup. Yes, Anita, a lot of times the struggle does leave when we chat here. Yeah. It does. It really does. Yes, brightest dawn. We all forever struggling, not forever more. Keep that in mind always. Thanks, you guys, especially for talking about the wings. I needed that kind of talk today for myself. Hi, Alex G. How's it going? Yeah. Let thankfulness take control. The light is found within. Yeah. Angel fish, stop sending D-pics, please. Oh, really? Oh my gosh, I got one on Instagram. Yes, stop the dick pics. Yeah. I try to really not put myself out there on Instagram to not receive anything like that. I receive random just people wanting to chat, and all they say is hey or hi, and I just automatically block. I don't, you know what? If you don't fucking know me and you're gonna say hi to me, block, gone. Why? Because just one opening, it's sometimes I've been in conversation with fucking bots. You know what I mean? Like, no joke. You guys remember? I think it was you, Alex, who said, Michelle, like 2 years ago, Michelle, you're talking to a bot. And I was like, what's a bot? Right? And it had to be explained that I'm not encouraging a new member of Tribe. It's a fucking bot. Or whatever you call it. So I have to be really careful. I brought in timelines by being kind, and it's like automatic fucking responses that I get back, but I didn't even know they were automatic responses because I had to learn that part of the internet, right? So I'm very careful. Yeah, Anita, it's not a joke. Anita, the conversation with the bot, it's real, right? We specifically had Tom, a bot, last year, 2 years ago, that, you know, we started to miss him when he was gone. In the realization times of the bots, there was a specific Tom that was the bot thingy, and it was like, when he started to be gone, it was like, where's Tom? Tom's not, like, present anymore. I kind of miss him. But yeah, I have running timelines since Facebook days that come into my Instagram with Keanu Reeves. I've spoken to so many people who say they're Keanu Reeves that I think he should just show up at the door and fucking bring me an arch bike. But it's not his fault that other people take his identity and say they're him. But I've actually had conversations and then gotten into just like, why don't you just show yourself who you are? Like, fuck, why would you imitate somebody else? You could be my friend is who you are. So I actually had, back in 2018, a couple people from Africa, like, fucking send me their real pic, and we actually talked for a bit. You know, that's it. If you're gonna fake being somebody else, could you please just show who you are? Because I'll talk to you more if you tell me who you are than if you keep on pretending you're Keanu Reeves. Because believe me, I don't think Keanu Reeves would write with like that kind of like ways of like showing exactly that he's from a different country. You know what I mean? It's so funny, but not funny. I cried a lot because of that timeline. It actually hurts sometimes. It's not funny at all, but it is funny. I know. You guys are still together, Alpha Self? Right on. Anita, I could not be with someone who does not have the same or similar frequency than me. No way. Not now that I know. It's not only just that you can't be, it can't happen. Or if it does, it can't last. You just stepped on something that could be one of your most important things.
No.
Oh, it's the flap? Oh, I'm not used to you flapping.
It's like that.
I thought you crushed one of your treasures. Could you move that and go hang it up where
Yeah.
it belongs? That would have made me cry for you because some of those things are really special, eh?
Yeah.
I forget what I was saying. Yeah, it's just not possible. So Nita, you could find the person of your life, your person, your dude, your person of your life, but until you're at the same frequency, you can't be in, first of all, in contact or in a real sort of communication because you don't even understand each other, right? So I can only lower so much to understand or higher up to understand, but it has to be a certain, otherwise he's here and I'm here and he's here, right? That makes sense? And it's so big. So frequency doesn't lie, and someone must attain a certain amount of perception because we can't go back and regress and then start to live other lessons certain ways when we got to a certain spot, right? So certain things, inner work has to be done in order to be able to connect no matter what. And that I know because I'm living it all the time, right? With everyone, always. Love you too, Alex. Gee, how's it going? Trace B, I had an argument with a bot the other day, LOL. It was picking on me so much in an important moment. Bots are defending old paradigm. I can't stop laughing, says Anita. Yes, Angelfish says, Spirit says you will meet Mr. Reeves. Oh, I will. And he's going to be like, dude, thank you. You know what I mean? Like, he's a lifelong, certain synchronicities, certain things of helping me with who I am to get to where I need to be, right? So I don't see people as like, well, Keanu Reeves is Keanu Reeves, but I really just see him as a man who has a job. I don't understand how, he can be the age he is and has done that all his life. I didn't even know Entertainment Tonight still existed, and he still does those things. So it's like, dude, like, I almost hope he has like a body double that does half his stuff for him, because it's like, how can you even do that anymore? Like, wouldn't you want to be just retired and be doing other shit than like making movies? Because all these movies that they're making is for us, right? To wake up. So depends on how you see, but that's how I see. Ignited beats Anita, so you get it. For me, I got stuck talking to Rob Thomas. I think it was a bot, though. Yeah. A hot bot. A hot bot, but not the real thing. Which means that I had 2 calls, so I had to restart. Alex, I'm a bot killer. Pew, 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 pew. Bip, 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 bip. Right on. Road Trip Betty said, I'm still listening, and we used all our positive energies to just help start somebody's vehicle. Right on. You had 2 phone calls? A hot bot. Yeah, if you're going to talk to a bot, maybe it better be a hot bot. right? Considering we can't even see a bot.
Mom, can I paint this?
Yeah, baby.
I have an idea.
Change your dress.
Yes.
Completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, show it. She's taking my big butt canvas and she's gonna use it. I just haven't painted.
She
You can't-
literally bought this like before February 2nd, because that's when we moved the couch, and she hasn't painted it, so I'm gonna paint it.
No. So she's gonna paint the big canvas, like not against the wall, but on the ground. Let's see what happens. Yeah, tell that bot. I'm gonna tell if it picks on me again. It cussed it out like that one time. Yeah, I've cussed out a couple bots too. Which moon I'm gonna go for now? Filtering, and Neil's pulling in, so I shouldn't have bragged that I was rested. I love you, butt lickers, big time. Love you too, sweetie. Save that. Thanks, Trippy. I've been on for 2:53. I think that I'm gonna have to do something about this soon, eh? I don't know. I don't really want to brush my hair again. I brushed it like 4 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. But if ever I have to chop it all off, I will. Big chunks just whoosh.
Mom,
Yeah, honey.
can you send me the picture that you found the other day if you kept it?
What picture do you mean?
The heart with the swords in it, but I'm gonna do an arrow. If you kept it. Never mind. I know.
I'm trying to think of where I saw it, honey. I can't even. It was in a card reading. I can't remember. No. I don't know if I don't. You said you weren't going to use it, so I don't think I did. Road trip Betty, I'm heading out for a little walk to say hi to the forest critters. Have a great day, everyone. Love you all. Love you too. Yeah, I think I'm starting to get like a little hungry. So like not sunny out, I kind of feel like another nap, to be honest. Not sure. I'm hungry. I'm a real impasse of like, what am I craving? All my go-tos just not the same anymore. So maybe I'll just repeat. This morning I just some naan bread, some hummus. I still feel like a big garlic clove of hummus. Just some cantaloupe and some olives felt good. The pasta is not, that stuff's too heavy for me right now. Like my yummy go-to cravings are like not my yummy go-to cravings anymore. So. Yeah, you got that too, Brightest Dawn. Same here. Nothing sounds good. Yeah, it's like I'm hungry for food that I don't even know how to really, I don't even know what it is. Or like I'm hungry, but then it's in front of me and it's like, I don't know. I'm lacking, I don't know. I know that the chickpeas, but I'm not one to like work with them really good. So I'm gonna have to reteach myself certain things about certain things. Yeah. Boom. Whoa. I love that you wrote that. Brightest dawn. I'm gonna eat some chips and dip to hold me over. Like just like salted plain chips. Same. I actually made like a sour cream and onion dip the other day, and that's what I needed because the salt of the chips, and then just the sour cream, because I'm still like craving cheeses and cream, sour cream. I'm actually sometimes eating more sour cream than actual mayonnaise, which is like, what is going on here? But the saltiness of the chips. And as well, for my 3 pregnancies, especially my first 2, I needed like the salt, the chips, the crunch of the chips, the potato, and just that was it was important. It kept my stomach, ruffles, it kept my stomach. You know how they say for pregnant women who have morning sickness to eat crackers. I don't like crackers and they're dry, like, right? So it was chips, just plain. And so, because a lot of me right now has that seasickness type of feeling, because the waves of energy and stuff going through are just so, it's just, right? So yeah. I don't tend to enjoy a bought ranch dip a lot, because I ruined myself by making my own in my life, so I can't find a bought one that I like, right? And ranch dip is really easy to make. I just haven't done it in a long time. So thanks for writing that out, because just the word ranch dip, but if I make it myself, might be something that I could go for. Like I said, just the naan, just the naan bread and the hummus and some fruit and some olives, the saltiness sounds really good right now, like enough. Oh, I picked up the porcupine. I love when the porcupine and the vulture come up at the same times, and nothing is wasted in the beginner mind. I'm gonna read the 48. The beginner mind is important, because guess what? We've all been through it all, and if we keep on seeing it with the jaded eyes of this happened to me and this, you know, all of this, then how are we going to surpass and get into, you know, a new paradigm for a whole entire collective? And the only way through is with the beginner mind. Allowing to trust other people. If you trust yourself, then allowing yourself to trust other people is really important, because guess what? We're not here to pay for the mistakes and the things and all the yucky stuff that ever happened. We're here to build a new world together in harmony, because of the fact that we've been through all the fire. We've lived it all. So we're not here to perpetuate the patterns and the wounds. You know? Like yesterday, I'm in the middle of this... I need to find a fucking reality and have humans to interact with. So I'm to the point where it's like, I saw somebody and he's got a glow, and it's not about him being a boy and me being a girl. And I even said that to his face. But like I said, like, I need friendships. You're the only person I've seen in my reality who actually has a glow. And I looked at him, I said, you get what's going on here. You're not part of this matrix, are you? And he's like, no. And I was like, well, you get it. And like at some point, like, I'm not here to pay for the wounds of everybody on this planet, but is somebody going to see me as a fucking friend and trust me? It's really great that people want to watch me on a screen, and I talk to myself and talk to us all like for hours and hours, but could I get some intimate like fucking conversations and real friendships and trust, right? Right. Like enough. Like gets to the point where it's not enough to live vicariously through thinking something's going to happen good someday, right? What's a cauliflower? Or are you talking cauliflower? I have a cauliflower in the fridge. Homemade ranch dip. I'm thinking cauliflower doesn't exist and that's cauli, but I'm not sure. You guys are like, could have weird different stuff. I don't know. Hear the sirens? Yeah, cauli. When Porcupine Spirit calls your name, you're being asked to adopt a beginner's mind and approach situations with innocence and curiosity. The old confining stories don't no longer have a hold on you. That's it. I'm tired of paying for the fact that everybody's been abused and been hurt and been like fucked with. It wasn't me. Me did not do that. Like, give me a chance, man. Life is full of surprises hiding in plain sight. Looking at the world afresh with new eyes helps you find what you've been seeking. Exactly. New eyes. If you don't see everybody as the same person and the same frequencies, when you see frequency doesn't lie, then you know that people are not the same as the other people. Well, to be honest, the spell check does whatever it wants, really, with people's stuff. So I don't ever analyze or judge that anybody can't or doesn't spell right? Because the errors, the stuff comes up. It's white. I can't spell that well. Stupid silent letters and shit always mess me up. Yeah. One of the most beautiful things of the experience we had with the worker that we had was when we spoke about like what is actually how we see, how we read and write, and how everyone does that differently, right? And when we can adapt, like when we grow into ourselves and can adapt and function and have our ways and our chips and our tricks and our ways to be able to, you know, to communicate what we need, is beautiful. We spoke openly about dyslexia being a gift and about the fact that, you know, once we really full circle into a world where that's not even a label, right? You learn one way, you learn another, and everybody's just allowed to learn the way they want without being judged, right? The fact that I think that one of the simplest ways too is that when I read things that are written the way that they sound is so easy, especially in French. French is a very hard language to write. So there's so many slang ways and texting ways to write words, and it's so fast to the point, right? So a word that has all these different letters in it, just put the letters that you need, is so perfect. I'm going to pull another goddess and maybe another card, and then that's going to be it.
Here's the heart. I haven't put the arrow in it yet.
Looks good. Did you measure, or did you do that by eye?
Well, I didn't measure the sides, but I measured the heart.
That's beautiful. I never thought to do that. Boom. A lot of the same cards coming up. Hey, the water. Lily Rose has an iPod that she's been using, that she wanted to use for an alarm because she wants to get up at a specific time. okay, you go ahead, Lococo. You want to wake up at a specific time? Go ahead. And her iPod isn't set to the right time because it hasn't been updated in so long. So she actually calculated the whole time, then made the real time, and then put her alarm to the time she wants to get up. So when she looks at the time, it's completely wrong, but then her mind adds or subtracts. I don't know, because I didn't do it with her. She did it all by herself. And I looked at her, I was like, do you realize there's some grown-ass adults who would not be able to calculate offhand, like, that this is the real time, this is the time that's written, so, like, what's the lapse, and how to set an alarm. I've been in stores where adults, the cash register is not working, to tell them how much cash to give you back, and it, it's a solid number at 25, like 125 or something really easy, and they don't know how to give back change because they don't have that base of just, first of all, logic and just counting in their head if something's not counting for them. And I say that because the adult there gets very like their whole day, because the cash register is not working, functioning. It takes all the, it confuses them. The knowing of old school ways of how to count things and calculate things and not have, just all of a sudden it's not working. So I thought it was cool because instead of her first reaction being like, oh, we have to update this. It's so old. I don't think it's even updatable. I don't even want to put it on the internet, right? Because I don't want to mess it up. She's got her pictures and stuff. But that she would even, like, her first instinct would be to do all the calculations instead of ask, how do we rewrite the time properly? I think is awesome. It's, like, brilliant. You know what I mean? It's, like, shows just how, like, whoa. Her mind works of, like, the Wi-Fi went bye-bye, we think. 1:44, it's 4:44 here. 16:44 Eastern Time. My Wi-Fi is going in and out. Am I buffering? I am ready to stop, so I need to stretch. I've been sitting here way too long now, and I didn't move enough before, I think. Yours? That would be 2 of you. Alex was saying power outage in Romania. You as well. I'm gonna pull one more card. My feet been swelling. Day 4. No, I don't have any swelling. Thanks for mentioning it, because if it starts to happen, I will. One thing, I have been, and I'm blanketing myself, so obviously I'm making it so that it stays, but I'm waking up in a sweat, so, like, I can take my shirt and have drops. And I love that kind of sleep. That's when I'm being activated and shit's happening, that's for sure. And I think I'm on my 5th or 6th night. I don't know. It's probably kind of gross that I can't wash my sheets, but I don't care. It's my own sweat. But it's so big that when I get up to, like, move and then, like, oh, I'm going back to bed, it's wet. It's fucking wet. So I know most people don't really enjoy sweat, but I do. I'm not a big sweater, so a big sweater. Get it? Big sweater. Not a big sweater. Not like, so it's a blessing for me, all that coming out of me. Whatever and however, like, let it out. I don't know. I love it. It's extreme. It's one of the most sustained nights in a row. And, like, when I say I can grab the shirt and, like, drops come out, sweat. So, me happy because I cannot ejaculate more tears from my face. My face will die. It'll be raw. Like, I know you probably can't see, but I feel like a really ragged dragon right now. Ragged ass dragon. Because my face has been, like, crying for, like, a long, sustained, like, on and off, couple days and whatever. And so that, very glad if stuff's gonna come out another way because I can't cry more. If I cry anymore, I'm just gonna like melt away. My face will literally be like yeah. So I have no swelling. My boobs feel like they've swelled though, and they're staying sustained, but that's the only part of my body. So that's kind of weird. Kind of nice. There goes the Mary motive again. It's all good on this end. It messed up for me when the painting came into the frame. You hate crying? There, I said it. Good, angelfish. I don't know if I could say I hate crying. Like, you've seen me on stream. If I'm meant to cry, it comes out automatically. We can't even, you know, even just a minute or two ago when I was just sitting there in a daze, like there was tears coming up in this eye, and I'm not quite sure why, and I wasn't stopping it, but it didn't come out. But I'm not afraid of when people cry. You know how some people just like, I'm more afraid that people don't cry. No. All of my life, the only masculine I was ever with who let himself cry was my ex. And he never had cried in his life, but when his wife passed, it broke something in him that allowed him to just not even be able to control it. So meaning, we could watch a movie, and if he felt it, he would leak the whole time. You know what I mean? And that was beautiful because although we weren't able to sustain and we weren't meant to be together for, you know, all the whatever longer, throughout the time we were together, it was much easier to be with him, who let it flowed, than, for example, being with my ex-husband, who for 11 years only cried 2 times in front of me. And, you know, 11 years and only 2 times, me did not know my husband, right? He couldn't be emotional. So doesn't matter if I was with him for 11 years. There are people I know on YouTube who I've only talked to twice and only watched 2 videos that I know more than I knew my own husband on a certain level, right? So tears are a gift, for real. I wish people would just allow them to flow and trust each other to flow them together so that we could really surpass that, that it's just natural and beautiful. Angelfish, I taught myself to cry, baby girl. I did. And it's through my YouTube years especially that I've taught myself to allow. You say you can cry. I can't. It even feels gross when it's happy tears. Yeah, I get it, sweetie. Yeah. But that's the thing is, turn it around and say it feels beautiful instead of gross, because okay, now it feels gross, but if you keep thinking it's gross, it's going to stay gross forever, honey. It can't be beautiful if you don't say that it's beautiful. And sometimes you do fake it till you make it. So the first times you start to reprogram yourself, you're almost lying to yourself, but it's not a lie because it's for your greater good, right? So it's the same thing as if you're smoking and you want to replace the smoking with something else. You know you want the fucking cigarette. That's what you want. but you start with the lie to yourself and the implanting of a new program of, I'm going to grab a glass of water instead of the cigarette. I want the glass of the water. I don't want the cigarette. But you really do want the cigarette, but you're programming yourself. Me means it. Me taught myself to allow my tears to flow. Yeah, I'm sideways because I put the charger on. And since I'm not going to be on much longer, I'm just going to flip myself back because I know it's annoying. It's because we own just the charging of us. And I forgot as I was started the stream to lower my, anyways, the battery just gets sucked dry really fast because of my brightness of my, I don't know. I swear to God, guys, this fucking tech shit of, like, if I had a fucking computer or whatever, I'm doing the best I can. I'm sorry. I can't even think to bring down the brightness. Why should I? You know what I mean? It should work like the way that I want it to longer, but it doesn't. I don't know. Yeah, I put myself sideways so that I could put the charger in on the side. I don't know how to make the app work better. There probably is a way for all the screen to work better, but I don't understand it. You know, I've been trying to say for years, I'm struggling because I can't do certain fucking things and it's not being downloaded of how. Like Lily Rose understands, like I can look at her screen and she wants me to play a game and it's so simple. It's so simple. 1-year-olds and 2-year-olds could play it all day long and I can't grasp how to fucking do it. It just looking at it and then the one sound and then the one movement fucks me up so bad. It's so, and it's like, and I told her, it's equivalent to giving a dyslexic person a fucking 1,000-page novel and telling them they gotta read it in like 3 days. Me is confused by looking at a fucking screen and how to like delete emails. Like that shit just like, you know, it's big for me. What is so simple that little children can do because it's part of their mindset. It's part of what they are. It's just simple. It's so fucking easy. Even a toddler could do it. Me can't. And you know, it's a fucking miracle. I press on play and record and not be on mute. And that's not a joke. I don't press mute as a joke to be funny to start a live stream. I'm just that fucking like, right? It's hard being in a fucking package that looks so functional on all fucking levels that like nobody grasps that you have fucking trouble with something. Like, you know what I mean? That's my favorite part. Yeah. Brightest Dawn. Thanks for mentioning Hook. Hook is the best movie to think about when we're in this kind of just where we're at. There's a part in the movie Hook with Robin Williams. Always get those happy tears flowing. Me too. Oh my gosh, shivers. Can you see them? When the old Peter Pan returns to Neverland and the little boy is stretching his face. Yeah. Peter, it's you. Yeah. I even send that to people sometimes so that like, I see you, Peter. And it's not Peter the name, but I see you. Like, I'm that little boy touching people for real, saying, like, I see you. Yeah. That part's so important to me. Oh, yeah. Oh, there you are, Peter. Bang-a-rang. Yeah, angel fish. Bang-a-rang. And this is what all of this is about, is like collectively everybody's got that thing of, you know, but that's the thing, is there somebody to even care to push that person out, right? Because if that little boy hadn't have been the little boy that he was in Hook, nobody wanted to, you know, only Tink wanted to help Peter. And like she was saying, like, we gotta help him, and the little boy, right? And Peter still didn't believe 144% in himself when he was told he was Peter. Like, it takes a fucking belief, togetherness. Neverland or bust. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there you are, Peter. Yup. That's powerful. Thanks for bringing that up, Brightest Dawn. Appreciate it. A merry motive. Know thyself, to thine own self be true. Allow into our realities the best. It's really hard. Me is like Tink and that little boy mixed in. Just seeing like for years. Years. Can't help Peter make himself believe in himself till he does, right? No matter what. Joy. The water. Water. Joy. The dolphin energy. Oh, really, Angelfish? Been listening to Peter Pan all last week audiobook? Brightest Dawn, we love you, Michelle, and I'm so happy we found each other. Yeah. Elf and the kitties are in the pool. That's so awesome. I'm so happy for you guys. How does it feel, Angelfish? How does it feel to be with Elf herself? Never been with one of us before. How does it feel? Like, do you sleep better? Is it harder? Is there too much energy? What does it feel like? What does it feel like? Does it trigger you guys? Like, what does it feel like? Only the one thing keeping me sane. Good. And that's why she's there. You're so blessed. That's good. That's why it's meant to happen this way. Good. Allow. It's enough. It's so much. It'll be the pivot into other things. Really? It is, eh? Extremely close. No word combos. Yeah. He knows it's like that. Thank you. I knew it. That's so awesome. you guys take a picture and send you guys together for me. I don't care what it looks like. I just want to feel the two of you together. I just loved you both for like so long. I just want to see you together. He knows. It'll be our turn too. I get it. I wish for everybody else to be first. It's okay. I just need you guys to be strong and okay. Yeah. Yeah. The West Coast energy is really, really strong for me right now. So yeah, I do feel like I'm close. Thank you, Angelfish. Really? Really? You put a seed in the fire for me and Angie? Thank you. I hope it's just a fucking cardboard box, because I don't really use a chair near the fire. Just a cardboard box is good for me, or some raggy ass shit. I don't need a chair. Give a chair to somebody else. No joke. Thank you. Yeah. Have a lot other channels that people have connected, and one when Linda, is it Linda Light and Guiding D Light, D, when they were together, you know, she was passing through and stopped with his family, and it was with his family. Try to think of other people. I'm really snotty. Who have connected, and I got to feel their energy together. I can't think of anybody right now, but yeah. Oh, when my Jen's Gems and House of Beloved, they got to be together. Can't think of anybody else. But yeah. It's just taken so long for people to be able to connect, so that's so awesome. Okay, one last card and I gotta get food. I'm starting to get so like weak and hungry. Maybe I just swallow my snot and that will be food. I should probably be spitting it out, right? Be okay. Oh, when Devin and KK, when KK landed and she was with Devin, holy fuck. I got the picture of Devin and Kareen being together as I pulled into my ex's Chris's driveway in 2019 after coming back from New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. And as I checked my phone and I let Lily go do what she needed to do at first, because, you know, I'm not the end all and be all. It was about them too. And I was checking my phone, and then I got just the picture of Devin and Karin were together. She coming from Estonia and, you know, was in Michigan with him. And I was so sure, because they both had passports and there was no COVID at the time, that we were just going to be able to find a way to meet up together, and it just never happened. But yeah, that had brought me to my knees. I was so happy to see them together, because KK has that reality where she's like, you know, like, people are in America, there's like a lot of states, but when you're like, whoa, way over there, like a whole other level, right? And when she was here, it was just like, whoa. Yes, I know. It's gonna be so soon. Janice is gonna be in New York State with Adam. I know. It's coming. Is it today or next Friday? I forget. What's the 27th? I don't know. It doesn't even match 27 with the next week, but oh my god. I'm never gonna be out of here before July. You might get Kiki there soon too. Right on. Baby's coming on Friday? Yeah. It's your fault. Elva's here because I met her here. Yeah. I'd pray for you too. Wow. That's a trinity, guys. Oh, man. Thanks for writing it out. That's why Mia's here, so we find each other. And if finally after, you know, that I've been saying for so long, it's gonna happen, that we're gonna gather and meet each other, be together. And you're doing it. It's all your fault, G. I'm on a mission. Yeah. Right on. I'm gonna stop. Love you guys. Thanks so much for all that, Angel. I'm gonna feel you guys. Yeah. Brightest dawn. My son just seen this live stream and told me, the lady is our girl, Daddy. I said, what do you mean? And he just looked at me and he said, she's just our girl, Daddy. And went back to playing. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah.